No worries, sir. No worries at all. Okay, welcome back, everybody. So, you exited from Shade Barrow. Um, um, man, I already forgot. Legion. Uh, yeah, fuck it. That's what it'll be called because it sounds cooler. Okay, so you guys all exited. You found yourself under the stars upon the hilltop that covers above over Shade Barrow. Um, all of you had arrived. Everyone alive, save uh whatever his fucking name was. He doesn't matter anymore. He's dead. But so just kidding. I'll get his name. He died very bravely and everything. Zorik
Joran,
Lemench.
Joran.
Yes. Zorik Lemench, one of the great hunters of the Order of the Profane Soul, fell in defense of all of you. Um, there are, it was a very interesting exit where essentially the vampires were in great dismay and guilt for what they had done in their ravenous hunger when Orcus had played his final trick to have made you all bled and set off the blood frenzy that they could not resist any longer. Um, the angel, having made communion and having been released from its prison, knew itself to be known as Seraphim. And in the name of the Everlight, they ought know that the blood that they took from him was not to be shamed, that he gave it willingly and happily to them, despite the pain and suffering it may have brought. And with that, it did seem to grant some struggle, some hopeful, frankly, struggle to the vampires who have drunk, but nonetheless, they seem to have been changed by drinking the blood of an angel. They have been restored to their true vampire nature. Um, and Revan himself set about sort of enacting the first doctrines of this particular group of vampires. He said that he could not lead, for he had too much fire and fury inside of him. But he would do serve essentially as a cleric. Essentially, he would serve to ensure that the vision of their father Seraphim would prevail and would endure. That another leader ought be picked amongst the vampires. Um, that Alistair and the Claret Order, in a bit of a standoff, insisted that he send a member of the Claret Order to serve as a sort of inquisitor to watch out for them. That indeed they need to police themselves, but perhaps it may be good that they have someone to police them as a show of perhaps good faith to this order of monster hunters. Um, Playing a little politics there, it seems that Alistair is allowing it for the time being, and he will send a capable inquisitor onward. Um, there also was between Ember, between Seraphim, between Revan, and also with the help of Yvaine's own power, it was brought about that swearing before their father, these vampires swore the oath of devotion and swore themselves to goodness, to trust, to honor, to protection, to all of these good things and to serve as not only guardians of Shadebarrow, but guardians of it seems sort of humanity. Uh, and would for the time being stay in the entrance of Shadebarrow itself to serve as its guard. And as undead creatures, they probably aren't as negatively affected by it as other people. But they did request, hey, do you know anybody who can build, a keep fortress with any amount of speed? And we'll stay there instead. And you guys mentioned that you knew a couple people and that you would connect them essentially. In the meantime, you guys decided to head over to Westrun to bed down for the evening. You helped Alistair and Perrin take Jorik's body back to Westrun, not too far away. You grabbed some sleep for the night, but not before finding out that unfortunately one of your favorite tavern owners, it seems, had passed away in the last 2 years, uh, which was worthy of note. He was alive last you saw him, and you have found out that you are 2 years in the future. And for the sake of you, Yvaine, and anyone who wants to know, I'm going to say it's the first of this month. We've simply rewound the date back to the first of the current month. So it is, that does not look like the right spelling. Hang on. No, it is. Uh, Dulehi. It is the first of Dulehi. When you left, it was the 13th of Dulehi. It is now the first of Dulehi, as we are almost 2 years in the future. I guess that would mean minus 13 days. Um, cool. Camellia was left behind as well. She was asked by Revan to reform the Dawn Circle and to serve as the Druidic guardian of the entrance to Shadebarrow once more as a sort of secondary precaution. She agreed, with the help and assistance of the party. But as you awoke the next morning, deciding what you should do, Ember declared that a much needed reunion after all of these years would take precedence over business. And you all made your way to the Ashari settlement of Terrah to reunite with, or for Yvaine to reunite with her parents and her people. Uh, you guys arrived to see this most interesting of places where people walk around wearing large gemstones. Just commoners are being down in emeralds and rubies and very precious gems from the earth. No shortage of earth genasi and other strange creature who have come to serve. And also that the earthquakes that are ever present, but the ones that Yvaine used to fear as like, oh no, this is the big one, seem to have become a lot more casual. You guys took it upon yourselves to follow Yvaine in various avian and flight-based forms to fly up to the major elemental plane of Earth here up on the top of the mountain to save the day, to where you were confronted by the heart of the mountain himself, who basically said, "Fuck off, get off my mountain." You guys did, made your way down. And this all came about with ooh, that was a big voice crack, man. I'm 13 again. Um, you all came back down off the mountain to unite with Yvaine's mother and father. Maybe that all didn't happen in that perfect order, but generally. Yvaine's mother answered Yvaine's newest mutilation with who? To which Yvaine replied, me. And that was of some great impact to her mother, who went very, very cold and quiet after that. The story of Yvaine's great heroism was told by Ember to sort of maybe save her from the discourse going on in the family. Her mother kind of stoically has kind of excused herself from everything. More like Irish goodbye than excused, but still. Yvaine's father was dismayed, but then very pressed to hear that Yvaine is no longer the little girl he remembers, though that'll take a while to sink in. He also passed out having heard Yvaine admit that, yeah, you're right, I shouldn't have, uh, violated the traditions and practices of the druids and not gone to the top of the mountain. You're right. I'll ask permission next time. To which he just passed out because he's like, who is this person? I don't know who this is. And that's where we pick up. A home had been formed for you all in the morning, for you all to sleep in, which you all did. Um, and we're gonna wake up the next morning. Um, but before we do, as there is no skylight, there will be no roll, Yvaine, but your dreams are very strange. Roll me a d20. On that one, something might happen. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Not one. Let's go.
I know. Also, she had wanted to cast the dream spell this night as well.
All right.
I'm so sorry, Ryan. It is a four.
Oh, it's close enough. No, nothing bad will happen, but your dreams are filled with these strange geometries. While dreamwalk absolutely works for you, Yvaine, um, that you are at least conscious and aware. It's not perfect control any longer. Um, as your dreams seem to be like at least partially ever under the control of the vestige. You are still largely able to like do what you want, make whatever dream you want come true, go over here, go over there. And with enough practice, you might even be able to like start to make sense of the geometry or try and find ways in and around the geometry. But for the first time doing this, we will say that this was just a sort of like, okay, I could walk. Oh, you basically wake up with this understanding of possibility. Um, yes, Yvaine.
I so apologize for not being clear. I was going to cast the dream spell using the ogre's
Oh, you're
dream thing
casting
to hope to.
dream spell. I say dream walk. My
I'm
apologies.
so sorry. I was going to cast one and then the other, one for protection and one for because the other you actually have to an item. But like we don't have to do it now. We can do it later. It's
Sure.
just was
No,
something
no,
that
you're
I
good. I will say, as you have exited Shade Barrow, you are going to notice the Dream Cleaver has seemed to have not gone away. It's still going to have the same abilities as it has, but you will notice that it seems to have like almost like a rust across it, or like it's almost like it's disintegrating. Maybe an Arcana check.
that was a gift from Sarvolg. 19.
This is a fiend's weapon. While it has persisted on the material plane, it is ever trying to return to its master. And this baby ain't gonna go away. It's still got some life in it, but having this 2 years sort of, the wonkiness of 2 years having passed, it has sort of um there are elements of it fading from existence that can perhaps be repaired, or its enchantments transferred, what have you. But this is just sort of an aesthetic note for now. That might increase or change later on. But for now, that's just what you'll know.
Maybe Gilmore can fix it. But in the meantime, I was hoping to uh, dream over to Cressida and see if I can find out what the hell's going on.
Okay. Um, all right. You're gonna dream spell over to Cressida. Um, yeah. I'm sure you're going to change the dream immediately. So, so I will say just tonight, it's just one of those black dreams that happen maybe depending on who you are half the time, maybe more. Um, it's just one of those like dark sleeps. You get the feeling of somebody who's very tired as you sort of enter her dream. She's just in a black nap.
Oh, I know that kind of tired. Yeah, so the environment will be the top of the spark where Yvaine had her little garden where Miss Emma and Gabriel had their first little communion together.
Got it.
And
Now, just as a quick note above table before we proceed, um, I expect you're going in for a particularly large lore update here. Um, my question to you is, would this be better if we saved it for if the whole party could potentially be involved and ask whatever questions they want, if that makes sense? I'm not saying no, I'm just saying maybe. Um, entirely your decision. Just, you know, thought I'd put it out there.
um, I definitely want the party to be able to ask questions. It's just that uh, up until now, we haven't been able to find a place to reinsert ourselves. So I thought I could get a little bit of direction, but if you think it better to wait, then certainly I will.
Yeah, I just because this is going to be like I assume you're going in for like a major update of what has happened over the last 2 years, and I'm sure the party would like to be involved with that. So maybe that's something to be saved for for when the party can interact with whoever this individual may be that might be doing this update. Just as like an above table story, you know, option. Um, so let's say you go in there, you sense this like deep exhaustion from Cressida, which is true. Um, and perhaps if it's your choice, you could decide to like leave her to her rest or go in for this big conversation now.
We will wake her, but we will adjust what happens. We won't have this big blow drop right now.
Okay. So you want to go in, but you're going to save some questions for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay. Beautiful. Um. Okay. So you create. Sorry. Where did you say that this was going to appear above?
So Yvaine has sort of
The spark,
terraformed
right?
the top of the spark. So it was
Right.
just going to be an evening with, because they've met up there before.
Got it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you create this great scene. She kind of is just standing there, kind of pacing. As it is with dreams, people never enter into dreams. They're always just kind of there. And similarly, she's her dream avatar is just kind of pacing along the whatever you call it, the top of the roof. Just kind of like not pacing, but just sort of like walking back and forth with exceptional balance. She looks different. She looks darker circle, slightly darker under the eyes, like she doesn't get a lot of sleep these days. She looks strong though. She looks like she's been uh putting in overtime lately. Um, and she turns around, she goes, "Oh, that's a face I haven't seen in some time."
Yeah, so just to put things in perspective, roughly 5 days ago, the Aurora Concordant with Alistair and a couple of his people went into Shade Barrow. My understanding is that about 2 years have passed. I did not calculate properly, or at all, actually, for the temporal displacement between the realms. But rumors of our demise are somewhat exaggerated.
How long you been planning to say that one?
Years, apparently.
Years, okay. I'll be sure to
Is,
report to the expositors that the Aurora Concordant is active again.
yeah. We are currently in
Good.
Terrah. Is there a good place for us to reinsert ourselves?
Yeah, yeah, things have changed a lot. Why don't you come to Emon and I'll happily get the sparks together and whoever else, and maybe there's a little debrief, huh? Before
All
you
right.
get too entangled with the big players.
That would be great. Where in Emon?
Well, Ember's mom's still running the place. I haven't been there in a couple months, but be nice to return.
Excellent. We will be there around dusk.
I'll see you at dusk, Starboard.
See you then, Cressida.
This isn't a dream, right?
No, no, we're really back.
Right. And she is like, remember, oh yeah, this is her style. She talks through dreams. Incredible. And with that, the dream will fade, and you certainly have an appointment with someone who will be very tied up in the goings-ons of Tal'Dorei. And yeah, excellent, man, fantastic. Um, as you're slipping from the dream spell and you actually go to bed and set up the dream walk, you kind of um or just you see all the massive geometry, and this is like you're kind of kicking yourself like, fuck, I wish I was a wizard, you know? Because this is like arcana geometry. This is Ain's domain. This isn't because you're more, I would say, more a follower of Secondine than because she's more naturalistic and more mysterious, and that seems to be where you fit in. This is very much Ayn. This is like Ayn's taken the information off of the sky and created a massive web of knowledge in the form of geometry, and you're like, this is an intellectual pursuit. And you're like, like it'll take time, but maybe you might be able to learn the patterns and the forms here and learn something. Um, and before you leave, you kind of almost like, I guess, bump into or find your like a little piece of one of these you know, lines finds its way like through in and around you. And you just hear a voice. Um, and she'll be safe, even from herself. Of course. And you awaken. Two feminine voices. It's a little like underwater, but you hear them.
Hmm. Do I recognize either one of them?
Um, no,
Okay.
you only kind of, it sounded like they were far away or as if they were underwater, so it was difficult to interpret them, but a little bit. You don't know where to place them though, but two
Hmm.
feminine voices.
What? Thank you.
Um, Welcome to Terra. Just because of all the computer nonsense, lately, I'm just gonna share audio. And if anyone wants any cool Terra visuals, there's the canon image over in Roll20. But I'll just kind of leave Tailspire over here for the moment. Um, okay. But yes, you all awaken in Terra, a big, beautiful, if very rocky. Uh, Honestly, you probably, except for Yvaine, who I imagine is a very heavy sleeper considering her heritage, all of you either, I'll tell you what, I want, I want con saves from everybody except for Yvaine. The DC isn't too high. You guys are pretty capable adventurers and you've been through a lot. But I just want to see how restful your sleep is because you're literally living in an earthquake zone right now. Tell me what you got. Ember, what you get?
16.
You're fine. Drysrinn?
I'm at 20
Yeah, you
plus 5, so
you're you're
25.
you're having like a good trauma sleep after the de-eyeballing that happened. Cedric?
26.
Oh yeah, Qiro?
14.
Yeah, you guys are all you sleep soundly. Um, Beverly sleeps deeply. Um, yeah, all is well. But I will probably say that everyone except Yvain probably awakens to some earth tremor. You guys are like, you're like, oh, right. Terror. Great. And awaken you do. Okay. Welcome, welcome. The city is open too. Where is my Terra information? Either way, you kind of awaken, you step outside, stretch your arms, and once again you see the sort of like boulder-made city, homes made of stone, strong. Indeed, it's got the usual sort of um, the normal sort of like triangular roof, but solid. Maybe like five, like maybe like 3 to 5 feet thick seal like roofs to prevent any rock slides. Just like the picture, the valley that it's set into definitely has like it's not like walls come right down and Terra's sitting right in the middle, like at the bottom of like a popcorn dispenser. No, it's like a very wide kind of plane that then recedes out and up. And there is sort of clearly some defenses have been made by the druids, especially in the form of probably moats, empty moats, to sort of catch falling rock and debris. This place is very well fortified, prepared for anything that can come. You hear the whoopings and hollerings of young druids and residents of Terra having a good morning stone board down the side of the mountain. You smell sort of like in the air, sort of the fresh cooked smell of like various mountain roots and funguses that have sort of been like candied and sweetened into like a nice morning dish that seems to be being made lately. Eggs are up and out, as there are probably a lot of birds that make their nests up here. Careful to take not as much as they, or to take less than they give, but nonetheless, we do have eggs. And as you guys sort of awaken, um, I mean, he's not technically Papa Starborn, but you get what I mean. Um, Magnus is wakes up and he's got like this giant uh like his parents must have been like a Goliath and a rock because he's a big boy and he's got like all of these plates like across his giant arms. It's not even difficult for him because they just easily lay like his bicep is like a nice round holder for one plate and he just comes out with all these plates of food and he goes, oh, good morning, good morning. A table seems to have already been like risen from the earth by some druidic stone magic and he throws down all these plates into like a big roots and eggs buffet. And lays them all out. And he goes, dig in, dig in, dig in. Whoever, I'm sure you must
Thanks,
be all
Dad.
hungry. Oh yeah, you're welcome. You're
So
welcome.
good.
Yeah, and you guys can have a little something to eat this morning. Yeah. And he says, so, what are we all up to today? We gonna, what do you think? You're gonna, explore the town a little bit? You sound like you're gonna go meet with I don't know what I'm doing. I should let you guys eat and, have some time together and,
And hang out with you because we're sort of here to
yeah.
see you. I know that Ember wants to talk to you about crafting an oven because he's quite an amazing chef, but sometimes we don't always have the facilities we would like. And I know I wanted to check on getting some gemstones that are probably easier to get here than in other places, and we could hang out a little bit before we have to leave. We're gonna have to go back to Emon.
Yeah.
We do have a meeting tonight.
Oh, big meeting, huh? You're back off into the wind. Uh,
Well, the good news is I can travel by a tree, so it's going to be much easier for me to come home and visit now. It's before, it's if you're 1,000 leagues away, it's sort of difficult to just sort of drop it and say hello.
Me and your mother always suspected you probably should have been born in Zephyra, not Terra. You're a little more flighty than a hard stone. A little more about the sky. How interesting. Well,
It's true.
yeah, we should hang out and just make sure you come back a little more often than once every 3 years. Yeah. Uh,
Yes, sir.
oh, all right, yeah, we can hang out. Yes, Mr. Ember, you wanted to talk about an oven. Um, I could certainly help you with that, sir. I'm a mason myself, and we've got some magical enhancements around here for the building process. I'd be more than happy to help you out.
That would be fantastic. I often am the the cook for this ragtag bunch of folks that find your daughter at the head of, and while cooking on an open fire has some nostalgia associated with it, the consistency is alarmingly less than ideal. I
Oh,
was
sure.
hoping that, getting something uh, probably in stone that could be assembled and disassembled.
Oh,
Um,
okay, yeah, yeah.
because I have access to a reasonable sized storage space that I could then make use of to store it when we're making camp. I can haul it out along with the requisite supplies and proceed to uh, make sure that everyone is appropriately fed. And
Yeah.
kudos on a fantastic breakfast spread, by the way. This is
Oh, I am no
amazing and
cook.
well done.
Oh, well, if you're a cook, you should come by the fungal farms. I don't imagine they'd have a lot of those flavors down in the lowlands. So you might be interested. Pick some spices and different sort of flavors from here if you want.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, to start, and he sits down and he takes out this like what looks to be like a basically a stone in the shape of a pen, and he starts like carving in. He starts like writing on the table, and it sort of like magically just like carves lines into the table. It seems to be some like Terran writing magical device. They probably write on stone slabs around here more than paper. So yeah, he starts drawing out. And as a mason, I'm gonna say you're giving him an advantage because it's your idea. You probably thought about it. You're a good cook. Um, yeah, he draws out. He says, "Well, you're gonna want it low weight, so we're gonna want to keep the stones nice and flat and compact, and probably no bigger than and he draws like a little like it's a mason's diagram, so it's probably got some pretty decent measurements on it. And he kind of just draws it out for you, and he draws this basically like this folding wall that could just sort of like form like around a campfire, and then he's like, oh, and then you could just like put a pot lid on the top, and that could sort of cover it up and hold the heat inside, and he just kind of starts going into it. But yeah, he draws you out a design for like a compact travel stone oven.
Fantastic.
Incredible. He says, "All right, well, I'll tell you what. I'll have to make it up for you today if I got some time. Yeah. Excellent, excellent. I'll make it up for you, no problem. Well, me and you've got to go see the fungal farms. And then Yvaine, it's me and you. And then I'll spend the afternoon carving this out. It shouldn't be too difficult, and I've got some friends who can, wood stone cutters who are pretty quick on the job. Excellent. And he looks across the table to see the gnome warrior, and he goes, I don't think I was introduced to you have a knight in your company. I didn't. How did I miss him?
Well, your head is way up there, and his, no offense, Cedric, is way down here. So perhaps it's just where you're used to looking.
Right.
And there was a lot of shocking news to be taken in yesterday.
There sure was.
These
Pleasure to
things
meet
happen.
you. Yes. Pleasure to meet you, Cedric. Was it? I'm Magnus. I'm Yvaine's dad. And you see this big Earth Genasi gentleman with like crystal hair and stony, big ass shoulders. This huge guy.
It's an honor.
The honors. Any friend of Yvaine is honor to have in my home. So be welcome. Let me know if you need anything at any time. Excellent. Okay. Cool. Well,
you might remind my traveling companion that for a gnome, I'm considered quite tall.
Oh, I see. He just nice. Okay, great. I didn't know that. I will take note of that. I don't know. Do we have many gnomes around here? Probably not. But it's an honor to meet you. All the same, we don't get many knightly folk up here. Are you like a knight of Tal'Dorei?
No, I was named such by a queen of another land.
Wow, queen of another land. What, you keep some interesting some well-regarded company these days, Yvaine.
Yes, Sir Cedric is quite extraordinary.
I see. He looks at your stave. And he goes, "A knight with a stick. I have to admit, I've never heard of a knight who wields shield and stick before.
It has its uses.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You sure you wouldn't want a stone stick instead of a wood one?
More in keeping with my people, this.
No, fair enough. All right. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you. But anyway, Ember, let's go. If you're still interested, let's go take a look at that fungal farm. See if I can get you some supplies.
Absolutely.
All right. Good man. And he will. He'll take you along. I just want to get a quick list of where people are going or what they're doing with themselves first. So, Qiro, Cedric, Drysrinn, and Yvaine. You guys have two.
Other than needing to purchase a single gemstone, Yvaine can be anywhere with anyone, including going with Ember to the fungal market with Dad. Like that could be together if it worked out well for it to be so.
Yeah, it's a little boys' club. Like, you're more than welcome to come to the fungal farm. Who else? Who else is going where?
I think just a hike would be what Cedric would do.
Cool. Hell yeah, go on a little hike. That's great. Yeah. Plenty of sites to hike, most certainly. What about Qiro and Drysrinn? Beverly comes out.
I was gonna say Kiro's gonna look at Drysrinn and Bev because the three musketeers. You want to get into
Right.
trouble today? We have to
Oh.
we have to go back to being adults tonight, apparently, because we can't stay. And she'll look at Yvaine. We can't stay dead for more than 24 hours.
No, we unfortunately, we do need to adult tonight.
Trouble today it is then.
All right.
Listen, I just need to warn you, the mountain, very cranky. He was quite reasonable. If you get into too much trouble, you won't be dealing with me. You're going to deal with his cranky ass. You have been warned. Do what you will.
You meant the person, not. And she will just kind of vaguely gesture behind her where she's assuming Mountain is somewhere.
Of course.
I want to go surf. That seems fun. And
Yeah.
I think I'll make it. Most of me will.
Oh yeah, have fun with that. Enjoy. I'm sure they'll let you use the surfboards.
I'll find one. I'll convince someone.
We'll convince
It's a long
them
day.
somehow.
It's a long day.
Cool. So you three run along to go earthboarding. Hell yeah. So we'll start with the fungal farms then. Okay. Fungal farmers. So you guys find your way into a very long stone-rooted building. There are not a ton of windows here. Just a couple of like narrow slits, which isn't unlike the rest of the places, but these ones are open and not sort of covered in quartz. They're almost like arrow slits. So they're really not for letting, almost like they're meant for like letting air in and not really for letting sunlight in. Doors are thick slabs. The roofs are mythically oversized. And you guys make your way into the terraced fungal farms. You make your way inside. It does connect to the side of the mountain itself. And inside you see many people, minor druids and other youths and not youths, people of all types, working away at these living rock walls, or living walls of rock. And they are covered in, it seems to be like, there's all kinds of like little spices and whatnot, but the three major things that are being grown here in like this is like one of those like major hydroponic like weed farm situations, where it's like a humongous supply for a limited population. They are growing cave caps, iron rot, and stone bulb. The cave caps, as you're shown, are these like heather shield sized mushrooms that are growing off the sides of the walls in like a long line. Um, and it'll basically be explained to you that they're like really thick and tasteful. And while meat can be a little scarce around here, it does make up for that very well. For like to get that sort of texture out of it. Depending on how you could cook it, it could taste a lot like a steak. It could be cooked to be like sort of like a pulled meat kind of supplement. And if spiced well, it could be really good. So it's like a better tofu at the end of the day. It's like a much better tofu that has the texture of meat. And I think there is like a real world equivalent out there somewhere to that. There's some kind of like fruit or something like that, but it's very similar in that sense. They're just like thick, hearty, like almost meaty in texture. And they like carve some off and like hand a little to you, Ember, and you could do little taste tests for yourself. And they tell you what they do traditionally. Like, oh yeah, if you take a little like you take a little like rosemary works on everything. So you throw a little rosemary in the pan, you toss it around, you sear it on either side, keeps the juices inside. Surprisingly juicy mushroom. But you also want to add like a little bit, and he tells you about what the general traditions of cooking them are. He'll next take you to the iron rot, which is a lichen. Um, it's this large amount of sort of like lichen-like plants that is just grown in massive quantities. And it's got like a metallic tang to it. And again, he would tell you that like the various traditions of how to cook that up. And works as like a salad, it works as like a garnish. And in a number of other ways that I am sure you will know better than I do. There's like the liquid that comes from it. It can be sort of like milked into like different flavors, into like different juices with medicinal properties. And lastly are these stone bulb tubbers, which are again like mushrooms, but they have these like big bowl-like shapes. And he tells you, okay, this is what you want to do with these. These are very important. It's going to sound weird, but take gemstone crystals. You don't need to have different ones every time. Doesn't matter what they are. You'll get different flavors for different types of crystals. So whatever you want. Quartz, onyx, some emeralds, rubies if you can find them. Diamonds even. A different flavor for every gemstone. But basically what you want to do is you want to bake them in a baking pan or pot with the crystals. And when you hear it all start popping, that's when you know that they're done. You pull them out, and the flavor of the crystal will have gone into the stone bulb, and it's pretty tasty. It's pretty good little delicacy. I'm sure there's more experimenting that cook like you that could be done. And like I said, any crystals that you have don't need to be replaced. You could reuse them for the same recipe over and over again.
Oh, I have something I desperately want to try. I don't know if we have any of it left, but I know where I can probably purchase some.
Amazing. Well, there you go. It requires some
Have
maintenance.
you
but
folks
yeah.
ever heard of azurite?
Oh, we've got tons of it. I mean, this is Terrah. We got a little bit of everything here.
Have you ever tried that particular crystal in that particular dish?
Oh, azurite's like the magic crystal, right?
Yes.
Oh, my brain was like, wait a second, he didn't say amethyst. And my brain was like amethyst for some reason. Because for azurite, you'd say azurite. We've come across that like every once and again, but it's a pretty rare mineral. I think someone might have tasted it, and I heard he turned into a potted plant, but I don't know how true that is.
He may have resembled a potted plant. I've had exposure to it, and it is psychoeffective.
Oh, well, something. It might be around here somewhere. I'm just a dad, so I don't know about that kind of thing. But maybe. But yeah, hey, you're more than welcome to take some of these with you. We have
Absolutely.
plenty. Yeah, we've got a really good system here. So and he'll basically like make a sack of these three major ingredients they use around here. And he says, oh, and you can combine them together to make a good dish together. And he starts going, it's like uh, different types of pasta, essentially, or different ways to cook a steak, or different ways to, different combinations. He goes, oh, you can make like a really good sauce out of the lichen, and you can put that over the cave cat mushroom, and then bake it, and yeah, he'll hand those to you. He'll also hand you some roots. And he says, now these will expire in 10 days. But if you can get them sort of growing into a rock wall, you can grow your own. It's not too hard. They need like a medium amount of water, minimum sunlight, but they need really fresh dirt integrated into the side of like a rock wall. So you want to pack a cracked rock wall with fresh soil, and then stick the root in there. Make sure it's watered a little bit every day, and it'll start to grow for you.
That's fantastic. I greatly appreciate the gift. It's
Yeah, absolutely. My only warning is that after a while, the roots will go into the rocks, and it will break the rock wall. So just make sure you don't put anything too valuable near the rock wall. It will fall apart one day.
that's perfectly fair.
All right. Yeah, he packs you up. Now, Yvaine, I imagine you worked here for quite a while. Um, this is probably the definition of like a Tarantine like first job or something.
Oh, show.
Uh, and yeah, you probably see a couple of people here who you recognize. Um, just looking through. Yeah, you see this old man who's like who runs the place. He's like, "Ah, you baby, you're back. It's so good to see you." And some old dwarf lady is like, "Well, you're just standing there and you pick up a shovel and help out, why don't you?"
She would.
Great.
She absolutely would.
And it turns out 5% of the Terran population is gnomish, surprisingly. So, excusez-moi. But these obviously, as you're probably not surprised, are rock gnomes. So these guys are not quite like Cedric. These guys are a little bit more hardy. Yeah, we'll say there's this one like wily gnome who like is in there, and he's the one who sort of battles with the stone bulb tubbers to keep them going. He goes, "Hey, you guys!" It's like nobody can understand what he says. Yeah, he like bit off his tongue at one point, so just let him work until he drops, I guess. Just he seems happy. Incredible. I like how all my NPCs just degraded to lesser intelligence and ability to speak. But anyway, so yeah, that's the little voyage there. Is there anything the two of you would like to do with the fungal farms?
No,
Actually.
I'm just happy to absorb the materials and how they're used locally, and to bring intentionally to bring some material back so I can deliver a taste of home. So if we can get Yvaine away from her dad, the question becomes, what's Yvaine's favorite dish?
Mm.
Yvaine probably went to work when the dwarf put a shovel in her hand. To be honest with you.
Yeah, so you probably definitely have a moment. He goes, what did he say? He says, "Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm sure Yvaine thinks she's too old for this now, but she was a real big fan of the stone bulb tuppers. that she liked them when they were cooked with amethysts and garnets. And then of when they came out of the oven, a little iron wrought lichen juice on top, and the secret ingredient was crushed sugar crystal.
Okay.
You
That
gotta
I can
kind of
make
make a
happen.
syrup out of the iron root lichen. She likes it real sugary.
Well, I will have to practice and experiment a little, but I thank you.
No problem. I think you lowlanders have something equivalent. Pancakes. It's something like that. I think is. It's kind of like lowland pancakes from what I hear, but it's better. Because of course it is.
Nothing wrong with that. And her companion is a large fan of pastry too, so I'm certain that little Happy will also find it a very interesting opportunity.
But yeah, all right. I have fun. Have fun. And he'll slip a little. He'll slip a garnet, a handful of like little garnets and amethysts into a little baggie and hand them to you, Ember. What's funny is this is probably about 50 gold worth of broken up rocks he just handed you, but for cooking apparently. He goes, there you go. Those are the ones. I've been using them for years, so they got a good flavor going.
That's awesome.
Amazing. Yeah, you go into the
And
spice rack in their home. Yeah.
in return, Ember is going to go into his bag, and he has had a Heward's spice pouch. He's had it forever.
Ooh. Yeah.
And he's gonna hand it to Yvaine's dad. He says, "This bag, any spice that you can imagine, you can take a pinch out of whatever that spice may be."
Really?
Yes.
Are you sure? It's a very valid. It sounds like a tool to be used for great good or great evil.
I am aware, and I feel that it would add to what you all have brought into our lives by lending us your daughter.
Oh, oh boy. I don't think anyone can lend Yvaine or give away Yvaine. Yvaine goes where Yvaine goes. But I appreciate the set. He takes a pinch out of his bag and out comes some chili peppers and his eyes are like, oh, wow.
10 pinches a day.
Oh, okay. Puts them back in. Save them. All right. All right. Exciting. All right. I'm excited for you'll have to get your group to stay for dinner. I gotta do a little experimenting here.
That will be up to convincing your daughter not to go back to work.
Right.
She apparently has plans this evening, but it could be after dinner. You just have to sell her on the idea.
Got it. She was so surprising. She wasn't into working much when she was here. She was always insisting she wanted to go read the 5 books we could find her. She was more of a reader than a worker.
She has begun to be very dedicated to the path that we are on.
That's good. That's good
So
to know.
perhaps it was a matter of finding the right job.
I suppose so. We tried to find the right job. We noticed she was very into trying to, when she was 6, she came up with the word terraform. And she's been trying to terraform her room ever since. Has she done anything like that? I'm curious.
To a greater or lesser degree, that is the case. And she's the architect of a rather magnificent greenhouse.
Oh.
Though we've been estranged from it for a couple of years, so it probably needs some weeding and tending. But we have some folks who are also looking after it, so hopefully it's
Hmm.
not too bad. But she has cultivated a unique fruit called a lemon
Really?
that
She's
is,
invented a fruit.
yes,
Where does she find the time for all of this?
I don't think she sleeps.
Oh. Well, she's like her mother like that. But then again, no. Yeah. Well, I'm glad she's found her place in the world. It makes me really happy. What do the dwarves call it? Stone sense. Yeah, that's it. She never had much stone sense growing up. She wasn't really meant for Terra. We always knew that, but well, we're glad we found her place. We feared that she got lost pretty quickly, and I guess she did, but she also got found, which is the important part.
Indeed. Perhaps that was the necessity to be lost first and then found.
I suppose that's true. You're very good with your words, Mr. Ember. Yes, you can't be found if you haven't been lost. And he claps you on the shoulder a little too hard. And oh my God, I'm sorry.
So
uh,
it's all right. I've been hit harder than that, but I prefer not to be.
I'm sorry. I'm a hugger. I'm trying to control myself.
It's
And
quite all right, sir. My mother
and
is as
yeah,
well, but she's tinier, but it can sometimes be a little a, a, a little warm for folks who aren't acclimatized.
right. And he'll keep shooting the shit with you. I think Janasi get along very well. Because he probably didn't even feel any sort of he's. I like to imagine that Earth Genasi are they have very high pain tolerance, or they're not very physically sensitive. Um, so yeah. But we'll wheel around as Yvaine's cat. We see the Ember and Magnus sort of smiling, looking over at Yvaine, who's like shoveling away. He's like, hey, and is like covered in mud and is happy. Um, cool. Uh, okay, Cedric, let's deal with you, my friend. You're going on a little hike. I'll tell you what. Why don't we tie some things together? You want to go to a hike, Cedric, and the three musketeers, as they've been dubbed, want to go meet up with those stone borders. And so naturally, you guys probably find yourselves walking all in the same direction, if that works for all of you. Yeah, you guys kind of you're kind of making your way up the mountain, and yeah, people here. As a note, the people of Terra, they have three physical qualities that seem to all share. The first of which is that they all seem to be broad-shouldered, incredibly strong-backed, broad-shouldered, from hauling a lot of heavy whatnots around all the time. The second is that they're largely, to more or less extent, they're all bow-legged from living on uneven grounds all their lives. So they're not as bow-legged as these like ancient cowboys are, but it's there. And lastly is that their eyes are like maybe it's where a little Yvaine ADHD came from, but it's this like eyes are always moving, always perceptive, always keeping an eye out for the slightest tremor. Um, Living around ever-moving stone is not safe, and so they need to be perceptive and sharp. And as you make your way up, you are going to see who have to be the bravest, stupidest, and most daring members of the Terran community, which are the Stoneboarders. They are all young. That should tell you something. They all seem to be either incredibly courageous or entirely fearless. Um, and they all look like they'd rather die than be fungal farmers. And they are wild and are having fun. And the exception is that there's like one dwarf amongst them who's like 80 years old who looks like he's just been like bludgeoned over and over and over again. Is he's got, his body doesn't look quite right. Like he's maybe dislocated many parts of his body too many times, broken too many ribs. But he's still bored. He's still going. Yeah, you guys find yourselves approaching what you would be pointed to as the shallow slopes, quote unquote. Mind you took quite a walk to get to what are known as the shallow slopes. You probably took like a good 40-minute walk to get there. This crew of some like 24 Earthboarders like riding in on all their boards, creating small rock slides as they go. You're gonna see as they come up to you, they step on the back of their boards, and these giant stone slabs that could easily serve as the head of sarcophagus come flying up at them, and they catch them. These guys are strong. These guys aren't broad-shouldered. These guys are strong like head to toe, especially in their legs. They did not miss leg day. And they kick up these big boards. Like I said, they're huge. They're intimidatingly like heavy looking. The bottoms of them are completely jagged. You wouldn't want that falling on you. But in and amongst all of this sort of jaggedness, there are a very essential series of druidic. It's just covered in druidic runes, just covered in them, but beautifully so. Especially along the edges of the boards. The boards seem to almost like vibrate, thrum with this like green energy from the bottom between all of the sharp, jagged edges. And these guys are all standing there looking at you. Oh man, I should have totally. Hang on a second. They're all like sort of biker gang around you a little bit. Sure they do, why not? And then this dwarf you saw comes out. He does not have a beard. He does not have particularly long hair. He perhaps learned at some point that earthboarding and beards do not mix terribly well. And this sort of, he's 80 years old, so for a dwarf, he's not that old. But he looks pretty old. He looks like he's taking a fucking beating. And this guy comes through. He goes, "So, new here in Terrah, are you?" Beverly goes, "Yeah, we're totally new, and we're here to totally see what you guys are all about." And she kind of like looks back at you guys like, gives you guys all the thumbs up. He goes, "Oh yeah, you think you've all got what it takes to be stone boarders?"
I think that there is a certain amount of finesse to falling down the side of a mountain.
They all laugh. And the dwarf looks at you and he goes, "You don't know how right you are, young whippersnapper." Yeah.
You look like you know. You look like you've learned.
Through experience. And he raises a hand that isn't quite bending right and gives you a thumbs up and you clearly see his knuckles look like they've been dislocated a couple. Like this man is a walking dislocation. He's probably dislocated and or broken every bone in his body. At least once.
Once we were all walked up and staring at each other, Qiro leaned over to Drysrinn and goes, "We are only going down once."
Agreed. I'm not even sure I can do the first time, but it's gonna be fine.
As long as you make it the first half of the way, you're fine.
You're not
Exactly,
sure if you can do it there, Dragonborn.
I am very dexterous, but this looks very heavy. It'll be interesting.
Am I taking to understand that you're perhaps a little scared?
Not really. As long as I make it to 65 feet, I'm good.
I don't know what that means, but I commend your courage. He looks over at Cedric. Says, "What about you? We've got a couple of gnomes amongst us, but they're rock gnomes, not you foresty gnomes. You look kind of tough, though. You scared?"
I question the wisdom, but scared no.
If you want to be a stone border, you gotta let go of anything you call wisdom. You're absolutely right. There's absolutely nothing intelligent or wise about what we do, but somebody's gotta do it. So I'll tell you what, horses don't run up the side of mountains too well. Some guy in the back goes, "Right, you know what Beverly does?" He goes, "You guys ever considered like goats?" No, like they all glare at her. Who do you think we are? Craghammer dwarves? Oh no, sorry, that was stupid of me. Yeah, no. He goes, "All right. I want you three to make me. I want you to make me an intimidation check, or a persuasion slash deception check, depending on which is correct. So intimidation or persuasion slash deception."
They're all the same number.
Yep. If you're trying to hide your fear, it's deception. If you truly aren't scared, it's persuasion, or you could just roll intimidation.
I had a 14.
14.
I got a 12 for intimidation.
Nice.
Not natural 20 for intimidation.
Got it. And Cedric, sorry, what'd you get and what was the dice roll?
14 on persuasion.
Beverly rolled really bad. She's like, "Yeah, totally not Craghammer dwarves. I could see that." And they can clearly see that, like, or at least they see that Drysrinn and Qiro look very like, "Whatever, bitch, let's do this." But she and Cedric rolled a little on the lower end, and they go, "You two!" and point at Cedric and Beverly. And go, "You first. Now, we have a bit of an initiation around here. If you want to ride with us, you gotta try, all you gotta do is take one of our boards, pick whoever's board you want. All you gotta do is ride right down to the village, but you can't attune to the board." Beverly's like, "That sounds easy, right? So easy. Right, Cedric?"
Yeah, why not fall down a cliff? I've got nothing else to do this afternoon.
And they all go, "All right." The big dwarf gives Beverly his board. He goes, You take my board." She's like, "Ugh." She's actually pretty strong. She like takes it. She's like, "Great." And they're like, "Oh." They're a little surprised by how strong she is. Doesn't look very strong. They give you a board as well, Cedric, and I'm sure you similarly handle it. You're like swinging around on the tip of your finger. And they go, and you guys like, they help you guys onto your board or whatever. They're not like total assholes. They're like, they set up the boards, they help you onto it. They're basically like two guys standing down the cliff, like holding up the edge. You guys get onto the boards. And they go, "Okay." The dwarf goes, "All right, you ready?"
Hero's gonna preemptively pop Phantom out so he's flying right next to her, and she's just gonna telepathically go follow Bev.
The bat will follow. I don't know why I turned on the goblin attack. This is not it. This is what we need. We need a little metal. All right.
Anticipating the need to possibly bail at some point, I'm going to cast Jump on myself.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, you cast a little spell on yourself. Like, look, he's praying to the forest. And Beverly's like, who? Oh, Morden seems right. Morden, you're like a clan god, like totally, I don't know, like have my back or something. Raven Queen, go somewhere else today. And with that, they go. They like let go of the end of the boards. Like literally, they just like throw themselves out of the way of the boards as these giant stone slabs hit the side of the mountain and start burrowing down the side of the mountain. Okay, you're essentially surfing right now, and I don't know if anyone's ever surfed before, but it's way harder. Because like it's not smooth, right? When you're on a surfboard, let's be honest, the wave is smooth. Maybe you're not smooth, but the wave is generally smooth if you hit it at the right, like you're supposed to. There's nothing smooth about this. And rather than it being like a board that kind of like finds the crest of the smoothness and kind of follows through that, the idea of this board is that it's just so heavy, it just slams through anything in its way. And it's up to you to just point it in the right direction and stay aboard. So I'm gonna get a little skill challenge going here. Okay, Cedric, let's start with athletics, plain and simple.
All right. 19.
19. Yeah, you're firmly attached to the board. They're like, you can't touch the board with your hands. And you're like, yeah, you're gonna have no problem like riding the wave here in the bumps. I will now have, of course, an acrobatics check for balance.
All right. Acrobatics. 21.
Very good, you're holding true. And last but certainly not least, I need a performance check for style. A 3. Okay, great.
Right.
Cedric rides the board with great skill. You Cedric, you yourself are like stone on this board. You are like attached to this board. You have every balance to make sure that board is pointing in the right direction. You also have the athletic strength to like ride through the fucking rumbling of the board and everything, and you have it pointing in the right direction. It's very just you're riding it down though. There's no real style about it. There's not a lot of like show or flash or pizzazz about it, and that's probably because you're so focused on not getting landslided, which is very fair. And you ride that board down, and you're going to absolutely succeed. Meanwhile, Beverly is succeeding. She's doing really good. She's maybe not as like one with the board as you are, Cedric. But she's riding. She's like, oh fuck, down the mountain. But she's doing it, and she's like, oh no, look out! There's a huge ramp coming up, and she like goes flying into the air, and totally accidentally like hits the like fucking backflip, like holds the board with one hand, the other arm flails out, and she hits this like wild, I don't know what all the skateboard terms are, but she like grabs the board behind her and she like flies through the air and lands, and she does roll a pretty good performance, and oops, hits the mountain. Beverly like disappears into the mountain for a second. You guys are like, oh, and all the other guys are like, oh no, she got buried, son. And then she comes out the other end, like out of the other side of a tunnel. This time she like has the board in front of her, and again it looks awesome, but it's clearly her like stylishly falling Buzz Lightyear style. She like grabs the board in front of her and then gets her feet under her and remounts the board and lands and keeps going. Who's like, whoa! So she's got style, but Cedric's got like he is like Terrah. He is the stone that holds the board. And they do both get to the bottom, and everyone's like, woo! They're like, yeah, let's fucking go! And they're like, all right, you two, Still think you're not scared? You still think you can do this?
I still think that throwing yourself off a mountain is a very questionable life decision, but today I'm game to make it.
Yeah! Spoken like a true stoneboarder! And then they look over at you, Drysrinn. What about you, Dragonkin?
No, yeah, I'm gonna do it. It's happening. It's happening.
It's happening, son! Yeah! Let's go! They set up the boards for you two. Cedric, you get down the mountain, your blood's pumping in your veins, because this is the stupidest shit you've ever done. But you did it fucking like an expert. Cedric and Beverly's all celebrating at the bottom. You like ride it right to the bottom. You don't fall off at all. Excellent. She comes down like a cat, like holding desperately onto the couch. So while she had a bit more style, she didn't have the finesse and skill that you did. And she comes down like almost like rattling inside of her armor, like with a stupid happy look on her face. Okay. Drysrinn,
I'm a cast enhance ability.
Oh yeah? Which one are you hitting?
Yeah, Dex.
Dex, okay, fair enough. Okay, they set up the boards. You get on the boards, they go, are you ready? Sure you're not gonna pull out?
Let's go.
Let's do this shit! Ah! They jump out of the way, they let go of the boards, they jump out of the way, and you guys find yourselves, it looked, like to be clear, it looked terrifying. This is like when you're at the theme park, and you're like, oh, I'm totally gonna ride the behemoth roller coaster. And then you get there and see someone go, like right by you, and you're like, oh, fuck, this is maybe not, but you can't show it. So you guys find yourself riding down, the boards are like vibrating under you, rocks are flying up and around or past you. Luckily, nothing in front of you. The board seems to naturally divert any smashed rocks sort of like to the sides, as long as you don't put your arms out too much. You're not gonna get hurt. And the board just rattles a heavy stone slab underneath you. This is like literally like Aang in Avatar as he's riding down those big rock slides in not Ba Sing Se, but the other place. This is literally that. Yeah, Omashu, literally riding the fucking giant stone things down in Omashu. Okay, guys, let me get that athletics, acrobatics, and performance checks from you two, please, and thank you. The dwarf turns back and looks at the camera and goes, my name's Deep Front, and this is the rock slide stun. And
The
then
athletics?
song goes off.
The
Yeah,
athletics
okay.
check was a 21 for me.
Hell yeah, that's success. Drysrinn, your athletics?
19.
Beautiful. Those are both successes. Qiro clearly a little bit more, has those sea legs, I would say. So maybe he's holding the board a little bit more. Drysrinn, you're like, a little. It's not about balance. It's just about like your bones are rattling under your skin from this. But Kira's used to her mother's antics. So she's gotten used to the idea of like a cannon going off right next to her and her bones rattling and all of that. It's like
Your mom is not a
chords
calm
just
woman.
yeah, it's like chords like letting thunder go off under your feet, and you're like, okay, give me those acrobatics checks. Drysrinn with advantage.
Nat 20.
Another
First
21.
21, beautiful. It's definitely a success, Drysrinn. What's the total?
Total 24.
24. Drysrinn, you lit. Oh right, we talked about this as a monk. Yeah. You both are riding these boards down with perfect balance. You're not tipping or you're not like anything like that. Qiro's got just the sea legs to keep balance. Drysrinn, you've rode the lightning, and this is, man, what's more deadly than that? So you guys have great form, but we got to check the style. Performance checks.
That's not bad. I still got an 18.
Hey, very nice. Drysrinn?
14.
14. Drysrinn, a little like Beverly, but it's obvious. You're like, okay, I could do this. You saw Beverly, you're like, oh, look at this huge slide, this huge ramp, and you go up the ramp, Drysrinn, and you like lose the board, and you're fully flailing, like, oh, but your acrobatics kind of saves you, and you try and like perform, okay, I'll do a fucking barrel roll, and you do like a somersault in midair, and you like, the board hits the ground, and you land on the board, but your foot like hits the back of the board, or you're on your tippy toe, and you're like, oh, but then your bounce kicks in, and you manage to like jump forward. So you have this one cool trick under your belt. They're like, okay, that was really daring. Hell yeah. And people are like applauding that. Qiro, you're 17, much like Beverly. Drysrinn was like, okay, let's try and hit that slide. And Qiro, you were like, oh fuck, here comes a slide. And you go off this slide. You do the like Chris Evans Human Torch bike stunt, where he just like fully is off the bike, swinging around in the air, and your thing's swinging around the air, and everyone's like, ah! And you're like, this is where I die. You're like, I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, All Might. Like, you're just flying through the air, and your board lands, and you manage to land on, you just like pure luck. You're like, oh, the change bringer like flicked me in the back of the head and got me like just that 1 foot and saved my life. You managed to land on the board. It was a total fuck up, but it looked fucking extreme. And everyone's like, holy shit! And you guys managed to get to the bottom without falling off, and with a little bit of style to go with it. And as you come to the end, everyone's like, yeah! Let's go! The guys are up top, they're like, yeah! And they all jump on boards, and they come down a lot easier than you guys had. They do the full, like, and clearly the magical enchantments are active on their boards, and still dangerous, but, you know. They ride to the bottom, and they're around you guys, and they're like, oh, that was incredible. They're like shaking you around, patting you on the, they're like, yeah, that was fucking awesome. The dwarf comes through the crowd. He goes, I've never seen 4 people back to back take the slides in such a devastating routine. That was fucking wild. And they're all like, yeah! And he's like, they call me Sternboard. It's an honor to meet you. You can ride with us anytime.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna keep my legs on solid ground for now, but I have even more respect for what you do now.
He like kicks up the board. He's like, you call this not solid ground?
You and I have very different definitions of solid.
They all laugh about it. And they're like, let's go drink and then do it again. They're like, yeah! And then they'll take you aside and you'll learn a little about them, and they'll be like, they serve as like couriers and transportation, landslide responders, seismic observers. They basically do the like really risky, fast-paced jobs around Terrah that are very necessary, that like a normal cavalry force couldn't handle, or a normal like riding force couldn't handle in this terrain. So they're a very, very, very important part of Terran culture, and they're very proud of it. They're super proud of it. They're wild as hell. But yeah, they take you over and they get you some drinks, and it's this like, I don't know what they drink on the mountain. It's literally we take a rock and we squeeze it and something came out and we drink it. That's probably what they say. That not being true at all, but that's probably what they say. It's, you know what it is? It's probably like fermented licon at the end of the day, or like fermented like mushrooms, or whatever. It's like a really weird tasting beer, but you're like, fuck it, and you like take some. And yeah, you guys have like a good little moment there, and we'll come back to that. But why don't we hit Yvaine, spend a little time with Daddy-O now that the most radical shit is over with. Let's see here.
Above the table, could I propose something to you, DM?
Of course.
When I said dusk tomorrow, could we just agree that the understanding was that tomorrow was tomorrow, which would actually be like 36 some hours because tomorrow is not today and today we're speaking. Could we just agree? And that way I don't have to find a way to get us back to Emon at dusk today.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Ember and Yvaine, you guys step out of the fungal farm just in time to see like Qiro and Drysrinn's run. And Yvaine looks over and goes, I did say like tomorrow at dusk. I'm sure that was a happy accident, and Cressida would interpret that correctly, right? Let's see if we're gonna stay an extra day. That's all. And
Please.
yeah, you will. It's fine. Yeah, I don't mind. And either way, you can just gaslight Cressida, be like, I said tomorrow. What are you talking about? She's like, no, you said no. I said tomorrow. No, it's all good. Yeah. Definitely you can stay longer.
She needs a day to get people in town anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so you're out with your dad. And let's see, where would your dad take you? Let's see here. You guys probably head to unfortunately, Terrah is not the world of anyone who wants entertainment either goes to watch or ride an Earthboard. That's probably what entertainment largely is. But there is a bit of like an agora feel. You guys go to the Heartstone Plaza, which is sort of like the public sort of, social center of the whole town. It's the town green, quote unquote. You see that in the center of the Heartstone Plaza, there is this humongous boulder that is split in 4 perfect pieces. And apparently, this boulder was split so precisely during Patrice's Armamante, way back when, some 100 years ago. So it's got a little relevance now, and each section bears a rune representing one of the 4 Ashari orders that is obviously carved after the battle. And yeah, people are ready. They're like, "Oh, Yvaine, welcome back!" And someone comes up and gives you a hug, like, "I haven't seen you in forever, girl." And like, people come up and say hi. He goes, "Oh, what are you still single?" And like, all the people come out of the woodworks to talk to you. Yeah, your dad shows you off to like some of his people, to some of his co-workers at the Rift Spiral, which would be the oh no, not the Rift Spiral, sorry, the Stonecolor's Coterie, which is where he works, where a lot of architecture and stonecraft and mining works. And he goes, it's my daughter's back, guys, and they're like, yeah. And yeah, you kind of after you guys have a little bit of time, or you kind of shown off to the town again that you've returned. Only for a little bit. She's a worldly woman now. You go take a seat with your dad off to the side and watch the goings-ons of Terrah. He goes, well, I have to say, I really like your friends. I was always worried about what kind of friends you'd end up bringing home once you got out of here, but I do like your friends. They seem very nice.
Thank you. Actually, it means a lot to me.
Yeah, they seem reliable. They seem like good-hearted, reliable people, and that's important.
They really are. So, the nature of the work that we do has any number of dangers that we end up having to deal with. Qiro, time's weird. It's a weird soup. But at some point, either recently or in the last 3 years, whatever that means, has lost their memory. But their mother is a pirate.
Wow.
And I got and her mother, and I don't know if you are familiar with the great pirate Shaku Marine.
No, I haven't heard of him. I haven't been a sailor in some years. He's probably new, maybe.
I think he might have inherited his grandfather's name or something. I don't exactly. I think maybe it was hereditary. Anyway, it was very exciting. I got to ride uh, on a pirate ship, and we defeated bad guys on a pirate ship, which I think makes me also a pirate.
That's great. Were those bad guys like merchants or so anything? Just to be clear,
No, no,
worked for the navy or no? No. Okay, good.
no.
Just
Well,
guess.
they were the awful Sahagin. They're sort of like angry fish people who are very, very aggressive
Oh,
and bitey, bitey, stabby, killy. And so
yeah.
there was
No, Sahagin or
that.
scourge of the sea. No, no, no
Yeah.
worries there.
So yeah. So there was that, and then there were the rather aggressive dragon turtles that we evaded.
Dragon turtles on a
Yeah,
pirate ship.
yeah, we evaded them.
Wow,
It was great. You
that's
should have seen
incredible.
Qiro
You
sailing.
quite
It was
a.
incredible.
I
So
mean, that's something. Wow. Be careful of pirates. They're. How do I put this? They can be an unsavory sort, a little bit more, not the best reputable folk. But it sounds like you've been on quite an interesting adventure, and it sounds like you've done some pretty good things with your pirate friends.
oh, I went to Vasselheim.
Oh, we went to Vasselheim.
Yeah, no. So let's see. Um, I went to the what is that? Is that the Cobalt Vault there? I believe.
Cobalt
Uh,
Vault.
yeah, the big library there. So I went there, and I went. Oh, I don't remember the name of the place, but I remember the name of the tree, and she will tell him about the. It's not the wild arbor, but she very specifically. Somewhere in my notes, I have a.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I went to Malora's
Vasselheim's
place.
big old tree. Yeah, yeah.
And then I will tell him about uh, seeing the cathedral to the Platinum Dragon there and how cool that was because it was pretty awesome. And then she will tell him about staying in the Dusk Meadow and um, that really awesome place that she stayed with the wonderful Earth Genasi performer who was just like so magnificent. Um, and then
Hang on. Does she have she have uh, hair like mine? Sort of like a gemstone, long hair.
oh yeah, but it was like really long and like magnificent.
And she's a singer, right?
I, I, I mean, at the most basic level, you could call what she does singing. She's a presence. She's a performer. She's a comedian. She's an act. You've never seen such incredible control, such amazing stage presence. She's, quite frankly, she's magnificent.
Right. Yeah. No, it might surprise you that I have. Um, funny thing, I think you might have ran into your grandmother. Yeah. Cabaret, right? Dusk Meadow Cabaret. Earth Genasi. It's too funny. Yeah. Yeah. A little bit. Oh, everyone says that, right? But the big stage presence, why she's magnificent. I, yeah, you might have ran into your grandmother, actually.
Most of my friends were at least partially lusting after her. Truthfully, rightfully so. That's great. You know, you could have mentioned that she lived in Vasselheim. I feel like you should have given me a heads up. She's magnificent. Oh God, she's fantastic. I adore her. Really,
I mean,
okay.
I told you that I'm originally from Asilra. Didn't I? Maybe you were too
Yes.
young to remember, but I'm pretty sure I told you that.
No. But when I came into your dream and I asked you about places to go in Vasselheim, I feel like you should have said, "Oh, you should go stop by and see your grandmother." Or should you didn't realize it was a dream, did you? Yeah, so sometimes I can
What?
use your dream to communicate with it's something. Never mind. It's fine. It's fine.
I don't tend to dream about my mother on a burlesque stage.
No. Though I'm quite certain there are many, many who do. And rightfully so, honestly.
Oh, now I'm getting it from my daughter.
What? She's
There was
magnificent.
a reason I left Vasselheim and had nothing to do with your grandmother, but it didn't hurt to get away from all of the comments about her. Yeah, she's very desired, clearly.
Does
Growing
one
up,
know?
it was strange. Yeah, your mother knows. I think it's one of the handful of times I've ever seen her laugh, actually.
Oh, now we shall have to tell the group because I'm certain everyone's going to want to go back to meet my grandmère.
Well, you think that's crazy? You should hear about your mother's mother. Now that's that sounds like a scary, attractive woman. Don't tell your mother I said that. I shouldn't have said that.
I would love to, I feel like she's traumatized, but I probably need to have a talk with her before I bamf out.
You know your mother has a very dark, really just fucked up past. And if she seems a little, as you know, I've told you through the years, right? If she seems a little intense or disappointed or she's just been through a lot, and it says enough. It's not a reflection of you. I hope you know that, and I know she hopes you know that as well.
I get it now. If she's done half what she thinks she's done, she'd have had to been immune to responsibility to do otherwise. I'm sorry, I was a shithead.
Don't be. Which time? What are we
All of them. I'm starting to realize I was quite a handful.
Well, I wouldn't have had you any other way, Yvaine.
If it makes you feel any better, my stubbornness has been the confoundment of a demon lord, an eldritch horror, and a god and an angel. Right? My stubbornness is quite literally legendary. You should be proud.
Well, there was at least a little stone sense the god in there. That's good to see. Now, I think you get your stubbornness from your mother, actually, at the end of the day.
Yeah, that kind of stubbornness, probably.
She fits in here well. I think even a little better than me sometimes. She's enduring. She's very competent. There's no panic in that woman. She is steely focused. There's nothing that phases her, and she's utterly devoted to you and to me, Yvaine, and to this community. It's like she was born to be Terran, really. Maybe in a past life she was a mountain.
Yeah, I believe that.
Well, I really admire your mother, and you know how we know how elves are. They can be they take a while to get used to things. So, give her some time with you and your new accessory and appearance and all. And for the record,
Yeah.
it sounds like you had a very hard decision to make, and you made a big choice for your friends, and that's really beautiful.
It wasn't capricious.
He gives you a
His
big
father just throws herself at her dad and starts sobbing.
You start sniffling, and he goes, "You can't start crying, or I'm gonna start crying." You guys hug, and some people walk you by.
No one knows how much this annoys my mother.
Yeah, and meanwhile, the people in the market are like, it's good to see Yvaine and her father sobbing in the market together again. Just like old times. Over what? Who knows? Yeah, you guys have a little cry, and it's maybe a big cry, and that's great. They go, hey, we might even grow a tree this year. And they'll laugh at it. We'll move on a little from there. Who else has stuff they want to do, or anybody who's got anything they want to do around Terrah today? I'd probably say we're halfway through, if not more, of the day here at Terrah. So there's plenty of time, plenty to see, plenty to do. This is the land.
Above table question.
Of course.
And this could be entirely silly, and if it is, I'll let it go. Fermented mushrooms sounds like a science experiment that has the potential to go very left. Is that playing with their systems? Because I can guarantee you, Qiro has had many things, not this.
Also, it could be like kombucha.
It could.
Oh,
I just want to know what direction the rest of her day is taking, because those are two very different directions.
I've got to imagine. I mean, every culture has / needs alcohol because we're a fucked up race, I guess. And I got to imagine that they've put a lot of work into it. They're like, oh yeah, you want to see the still? And they'll take you to see like this one longhouse. It's just this huge still where they're just fermenting different kinds of mushrooms, and probably from those 3 main ingredients, they probably fermented each down into a different type of alcohol. And they got big barrels of it, and they're like, yeah, that one's for beer, that one is liquor, and that one's like a mushroom wine.
Nice system. What does everything have to age for in here? Or I'm assuming it's different times. Do you have to ferment it longer?
Oh, you ever tried aging anything? Think we should try aging it?
What do you do now?
Oh, put it in there and heat it up over there, and we leave it, let it drip into the barrel over there, and we drink it.
And she will just kind of turn. I will admit, I have had many a liquor, many a spirit in my time. The best ones are aged, usually for far longer than I've been alive, but very, very smooth, very, very dangerous.
Sternboard turns around to his fellows, because apparently they're in charge of brewing alcohol as well. It seems like the right people for the job. He turns around and goes, all right, well, boys, why don't we take a barrel of each and start aging it? And then one of the guys goes, Sternboard, if we age it, doesn't that mean we can't drink it? And they all all the guys nod a little bit. Goes, it's a fair point. But think of it like this. What if it's better? And if it's better, then that's it. It's better.
Store a barrel, drink a barrel. That was what my family used to do.
They're like, store a barrel. And they're like, what but Sternborg, what if we don't have enough to drink? That's a good point. Looks like we'll have to make more! And everyone's like, yeah! And they're like, all right, boys, take half the barrels and store them, and let's build a second still. And they're like, yeah! And then I'll go find one of the Rift Wardens. And he's like, no, don't get a Rift Warden. They're just not what they should be doing with their time. Go find one of the more minor druids. Okay. And they'll go off. And they're bringing this old, you want me to make a what? And he will start stone carving up a new earth skill. It'll take some time, but you've revolutionized the alcohol situation here, probably.
They're gonna be so much drunker when we come back.
We're like, ooh, oh boy. Now, mind you, well, these guys probably produce it and drink it and sell it. Other people who buy it probably do know about the aging thing. So there is probably properly aged alcohol around here. It's just that these guys haven't heard of it. Yep, you gotta be a little stupid to do what they do. Because it's
just a little bit.
Very
just a little bit.
Just a teeny bit.
Just a little bit.
They're literally surfer bros if they surf mountains, which is hardcore as hell. Okay, let's see. More earth tremors today. I'll say at this point, you will all together feel another, like, big quake. Where everyone's like, oh, get down, get down, get down! The stone borders, they suddenly, like, switch gears. Like, they're no longer, like, bros. They, like, grab the four of you and, like, pull you away from the door and, like, haul you under tails and, like, just stay there, man! And they run out the door and grab their boards, and you hear them, like, ride towards the mountain, like, where the epicenter of it is coming. And I'll just for flavor's sake, I'll say that, like, there's one of these quartz windows that you can look through, and you see them going up the mountain. They kind of suddenly, like, divide into, like, very well formed, like, formations, very disciplined formations, and sort of, like, divide amongst the mountain, kind of start, like, basically, like, mitigating, like, damage control for rock slide runoff, sort of reporting where the bigger rock slides are. They basically are like the firemen around here as well. So they're all woohoo, yeah, we're the sports guys. And then something happens and they're suddenly, like, on the truck, out the door, riding up the side of the mountain. It's kind of impressive, if I do say so myself. But after maybe, like, 1 or 2 minutes, it kind of ends. And then you hear a massive stone hit the roof and shatter. Your building feels like the world's ending, but the stones don't crack, crumble, or collapse in any way. All that happens is a very large amount of debris appears in and around the place you're staying. So there's basically, you're like, oh, it's over. And then smash, the whole fucking building rumbles like it's about to fall into the earth. And then, like, a dozen massive rock smashing sounds as they hit the ground around the house that you're in. And then it all comes to rest. And it feels like a meteorite just fell out of the air and tried to kill you. And then it all settles. And it passes. And you can go back to your day. Same thing happened for you. You know, your dad probably, like, grabbed you, and you guys ran for the nearest house and ran inside, and you were probably a little, oh my God. Your father or a little like, what do we do? Or whatever it may be, but you go alert is the point, right? Like, this is dangerous. Your father runs into the nearest home and he's like, oh, hey, how's it going? Yeah, another Tuesday, am I right? They get under the tables and everything and very casually handle it. And as that finishes, he goes, well, thanks for the stay. We'll catch up with you next week. Haha. Have a little laugh about, the casual stuff. And he goes, I'm sorry, Yvaine. I gotta go haul some rocks out of the village. It won't take all day. I've got to do Ember's thing.
I can do some basic mold earth spell. I can also control winds. I can help. And things were not this bad when I left. What has happened?
Uh, I mean, I'm not one of the Rift Wardens. You'd have to talk to Patrice about what that is. But yeah, things have gotten a little worse lately, but nothing that we can't handle up here on Terra. But yeah, honey, if you got some magic you want to use to help, I mean, uh, well, you know how it is around here. Everybody pitches in, and the work goes faster. So yeah, absolutely. Here, come on. And you can work with your dad, and your dad's big, strong guy, and maybe do a little mold earth to kind of like help maybe soften the earth where rocks got lodged so that they could be sort of pried out between buildings, and maybe even help sort of like help with the integrity of a couple of buildings. And your
I
druidic
do have a
magic is
6th level move earth.
oh fuck, that'd be very helpful. Yeah, you want to do that?
If like I've only got one, but yeah, I would happily. It's the one earth thing I can do. So
Yeah,
yeah.
dude. If you do move Earth, you're tremendously helpful. It is like insanely helpful. Suddenly you're just like standing there and you're like looking around at where people are working, and a little bit like Snow White style. You're like da 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 da, and you just like point. Oh, there's that rock that's lodged between those two houses. No, there's not. Oh, there's all this debris in front of this house. It goes into the earth and it's gone away. Oh, we need the trench reinformed. There it is. And like for however long it is, like you're
2 hours, I just checked.
oh yeah. So what would have been probably like several hours of work gets turned into about 10 minutes. Welcome to League of Miracles. So that's basically what you just did. Work literally goes 10 times faster with your help. And people are very happy, and you get a yeah, Yvaine, scrunch, and the whole town gives you a little applause, a little celebration for all the help you bring to bear. And Terrah celebrates Yvaine and her growing city. And your dad's got you on his throws you up on his shoulder. He goes like, "She's still got stone sense. The world didn't take it from her." And everyone's like, "Yeah!" And they're like, "Yeah!" They're all applauding, and yeah, and that's that. And that's another thing about the people of Terra, man. They will not panic. They like literally they deal with the earth falling every day. Like the earth, like the mountains trying to fold over and kill them. There's not a little bit of panic in their bodies. You see like 2-year-olds who are like, okay, the mountain's falling, time to go to the nearest house. And they go, and they run over to the mountain. They go, oh, you fell over. That's okay. And there's no panic. Nobody is capable of fear around here, it seems. When nature and the mountains, the stones are literally rising up to try and kill you on a weekly, if not daily basis, what's really scary at that point? Cool. And with that, after a short 10 minutes, the day resumes and everything's kind of healed up. Fantastic. What is next on the agenda?
At some point, I imagine Dad's going to cook, and I'll get together with the group. I wanted to pick up a moonstone worth 50 gold. I wanted to pick up. Honestly, I have down that I need an opal worth 300 gold, but for the life of me, I can't remember why.
Got it. You're like, thank you everybody for the celebration. It's time for me to go to the market and get these specific stones. And they're like, here, have ours. And someone just save the opal. I think that one you're gonna have to hunt for a little bit. But as for the other ones, people just like, yeah, here, take mine. Yeah, shit, I've got a couple at home. And they happily, again, save the opal. All those other more minor ones, you receive as rewards for helping out the town.
Thank you. Hell, I'll go make my way back to the rest of the group. Dad's gonna cook.
Look what I got.
I have my moonstone all as well.
Yeah. The unfortunate part is that the economy of larger Tal'Dorei has made it to Terra. So unfortunately, they do know how much their gemstones are worth. They're probably a little bit more free giving with you, Yvaine, because you're from Terra. So it's like, yeah, whatever. They share gems like nothing amongst their own. But they do buy. Traders do come through, so they do know the value of their own gemstones, despite the amount of it distributed amongst their populace. Cool. Yeah, you guys all meet up for lunch.
You guys will never believe. Bev fell down a mountain. Stuck the landing, though.
Hey, you and Drysrinn fell down a mountain with me and Cedric.
We all stuck the landing. We all made it back with all of our limbs attached.
And no broken bones. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I only dislocated my pinky.
Do you need me to look at that?
No, I already got it. Thanks, though.
When did you dislocate your pinky? Why did you say?
Oh, when I did that crazy like through the air thing, and then I landed, and I kind of like when you like hit a wall with against your finger, and you kind of like yeah,
I've
the
done
bone
that
kind of
too
got
before.
pushed like up and over the knuckle a little bit. Yeah. But hey, we're used to these things, right? We like go into like sword battles like almost every day.
It's cool to be friends with the cool kids, because they would never. I never got to learn. I wanted to, mind you, but no one would ever actually trust me with the knowledge of how to. So good on you for being like the coolest people here.
Yvaine, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Sometimes real brave people kind of dumb. Some of the people on that mountain kind of questioning it and their common sense, but fine.
Oh no, they're fucking crazy. That's for certain.
There's like an 80-year-old. I didn't even know that you could reset bones that bad. I didn't even know things could heal that wrong.
Oh yeah, you know about Sternborn
yeah.
when you've made Sternborn's the coolest guy in town, like for sure.
He's so cool though. He's so cool.
I think I may have accidentally gotten them drunker the last time we were here because they did not know the wonders of distilling alcohol before they met me, but now they do.
Oh, I love that for them. I do. I really do.
That doesn't end well with them in the mountain.
Oh, they'll figure it out.
I'm certain that there will be a discussion. I'm certain it'll be brought up. Well, it was Yvaine's friend who showed it to us, and all of the kudos will appropriately be piled at Yvaine's feet.
It's all right. You know something? I've been the heavy for so long. I'm grateful to do this service to my community. Truly, I am. Right, because I'm leaving. So let's put all the blame here. We take all the responsibility for the jackassery, and then I'm going to tree myself out of here. And you may go free without the burden of ire upon you for a day or so.
Should we make an endeavor to speak with the grumpy old man of the mountain before we leave?
No.
Okay.
I know. Look, reasonably, the answer is yes. He's just not reasonable, and so I think what I would prefer, if given the choice, is for him to have to say, "Well, why didn't you tell me in the first place?" And I can tell him, "Well, I meant to, but you told me to leave, and then you didn't come back." So I left, as per your request, right? Like sometimes it's just easier for people to find out
a
on
little
their own.
malicious compliance goes a long way. I understand
that. I'm not going to win a fight with him. I will let others do that.
Well done at choosing the appropriate windmill.
Exactly. But yeah, we can hang out tonight and dusk tomorrow. We'll go back to the Spark.
Who's our meeting with tomorrow?
I don't entirely know, but Cressida will be amongst them.
Yeah.
I know we still haven't been able to get back to Shirku, have we? Have we tried?
I've reached out to him yesterday. I can try again today.
Cressida said she was going to rally the Sparks, so that we'll be able to get caught up on what's going on and decide how we want to re-enter. And she also confirmed that we are nearly to the day 2 years past the point that we went in. So it is the 1st of Horizon, 8:39.
You guys would know more than me. Do I? Should I? Is there a reason for me to go see my parents, or can we just like leave them a message in a bottle somewhere? I don't know. Know where to find them.
Well, I can send you via dream to speak with your mother, or I could go. The reason I have not pushed this is because you, as yourself right now in this moment, don't actually have memories, and your mother is indeed a pirate, and I wanted you to be able to choose whether or not you had your first interaction with her to be with or without your memories. I just felt like you should be able to make that choice.
Oh no, from the few memories that I have left, from the few memories that I've gotten back, my mother seems like a character. I just didn't know if she'd be the kind of person to be worried about me after 2 years.
Based on my limited interaction with your mother, I would say the answer to that is no. Your father may have concerns, but he also has a great deal of faith in your ability and puissance, such that while concerned, wouldn't be overly concerned about a large gap in communication, particularly because you're traveling and he's traveling.
He sounds nice.
He's delightful.
He was very pleasant. He had a fantastic mustache.
And your mother is fiercely proud of you. You navigated the ship through this narrow channel with, I think, like 3 dragon turtles, and your whole ship was so proud of you. But she, more than anyone else.
With every day that passes, I understand more and more why the first question you asked after I had my memories taken from me was if I wanted them back, because all of everything that I've heard about everything that happened to me before I lost them sounds stressful and life-altering in major ways. But such is the game, I guess.
Such is the game.
No one gets through life unchanged.
And
that would be dreadful.
I felt the change bringer look upon me today, because I didn't die going down that mountain. And so I thought of you, and I thought of her when I thanked her profusely for not letting me die on the side of that mountain, because I was real close. And she'll look at Yvaine. They are crazy.
Yes, they are. Quite.
To be fair, we were doing this on hard mode. They get special stuff when they write on them. We don't.
Tuned to the boards the whole time. They just let us go.
That sounds like hazing.
It was fun.
I got them
Mrs.
drunk.
Beverly.
Oh, it looks quite fun.
I'll say your dad pokes his head in. He goes, "Hey, I want to interrupt a little family reunion here, but I was just hoping everybody could come outside. I got a little surprise for Yvaine. I wanted her to have. So come on out.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
You guys come out. He goes, okay. Well, I wasn't raised in Terrah. I'm not as patient as everybody else around here. I was gonna wait till dinner, but seeing as you're leaving, I don't want to miss you. So
Tomorrow at dusk. Not today, tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow at dusk.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind. I'll give it to you tomorrow.
Okay. I mean, now I have a day of anticipation.
Oh, okay. All right. Fine. We'll wait till tomorrow then. Never mind. I'm gonna roll.
Oh, do it now.
Yeah, I was gonna roll a little will save for him because. No, okay, yeah, you're right. I'll do it now. He says, so you're all grown up and you're all, much more responsible, and you're going here and there. Thought it was time, and he takes you around back, and he takes out from the side, and he takes out one of the stone boards, his stone board. He goes, I thought it was time you had your own stone board, honey.
Like, she probably makes like this squeaking, high-pitched sound that I don't want to make right now because it would hurt your human ears.
I'll literally say that. Yvaine goes, and then like a little. Oh.
Sorry.
That's all right. No, but yeah, take it. It's for you, honey. It's for you.
Oh yeah. Oh, she's gonna be like hype on and be like, "Hey, Happy. Yeah, let's get be cool."
Happy.
She'll take it for a spin with Happy on board.
It does require attunement, so it will take a while. But you do step onto it, and it does sort of like just a little green light sort of ignite around it. It kind of floats a little bit. You know that basically this is like a stone slab that has an earth elemental bound inside of it, and this 3-inch thick, 9-foot long, 2-foot wide, smooth board with tapered ends. Sort of bellies to life with elemental power, sort of green light glowing from within. And if you spend an hour with it, maybe you just like sit on it as you eat your food, excited, attuning to it. You can add an earth board to your inventory to it. Earth boards have the following benefits, if everyone's interested to hear. Due to its elemental power, it weighs only 40 pounds when it should weigh several hundred, probably. Your speed increases to 60 feet as the board skims across solid ground, but not liquid surfaces. If you ramp off of a surface of solid earth, you can long jump up to 60 feet. When you end the jump, you can choose to slam into the ground and create a shockwave. Each creature standing on the ground within 20 feet of you must make a strength saving throw or fall prone. You also have a 20-foot burrow speed, which allows you to tunnel through earth and solid rock, leaving a 5-foot diameter tunnel in your wake. As an action, you can increase your burrowing speed to 60 feet until the start of your next turn. And last but not least, the earth board always moves with you until you decide to dismount.
Fuck yes.
It should be very rare. But it's a rare item. So, congratulations, you're an Earth Ashar, you get an Earth board. Enjoy.
And I think like anyone who's just done the whole like rite of passage thing, she will absolutely be riding her Earth board. And plus, like, why are you doing that? Like, just be riding for no reason.
Yeah, to be clear, with exceptionally more ease than Drysrinn, Qiro, Cedric, or anybody else had. It's just like hands in the pocket kind of thing, like longboard style.
That's supposed to look.
This is the coolest thing ever.
Just remember, look both ways before riding up the mountain.
Yes, Dad. Oh! Oh, Drysrinn. But do you remember when we were in the Dusk Meadow? Actually, Ember, you will remember this too. Do you remember that really swanky inn that we stayed at with that magnificent, amazing burlesque performer?
I remember that there was a performer. Unfortunately, my specific recollections are colored by other things.
Of course. So
Right,
that's my
right?
grandmother.
Your dad's like, I'm gonna walk away while you all process this, and have a good rest of your day, guys. I'll be around. He does.
Wait a minute, and Qiro will like swing her head and look at him as he walks out.
I don't entirely understand his reaction. I think we can agree she is just the most magnificent, most amazing. She's just so. She just embodies how much like she's aspirational. Honestly, I don't really quite process that particular response. But yeah, so no, that's my grandmother.
Well, that would explain a good many things.
It does actually. Going all the way back to Stillman, it does. So you know. Above the table, Ryan just got that joke.
Yeah, I just got it.
So, at some point, you know, I should drop in, say hello, introduce myself.
Well, we have the means. We just need the opportunity.
Yeah, so
I'll try not to be covered in blood next time.
yeah. So apparently there's a
charges
magnificent
extra.
blood. Sorry. Inappropriate.
I'm just gonna say, it never occurred to me, but in this moment, I'm excited for the absolutely insane battle between Yvaine on an Earthboard against the prophet, or the whatever her fucking name is, the blind prophet, Torog lady who goes to the Earth too.
Witness is what
The witness
she's.
below, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Earthboard burrowing Yvaine magic versus burrowing with the Ioun crown and everything. That's worthy of some fan art. If that ever occurs. Ultimate Earth battle.
He's fucked.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we go to our break? It is that time. And when we come back, we'll keep enjoying the wonderful world of Terrah. So, what do you want to do now? we're a little bit. The ball's a little in your court right now. What do you guys want to get up to?
Qiro, your mouth is moving, but I think your silence button is on.
Oh, no, I was just saying if we have another day here, is there other stuff that we need to get done in town? Because I know you're not avoiding, but you're not going to meet the mountain now.
No, and we can absolutely fast track it. We're sort of waiting, perhaps, to get the oven and to give both the mountain and her mother time if they want to come say something, but also very easy to come back. So if we wanted to fast track it so that we could just get to Emon, we can do that as well.
Yeah, it could always be tonight. You guys could just fast track. But yeah, I'll say your dad's working away on the oven. Um, the old goat Patrice is around to be spoken to if you wish to do so. Your mother's about as well. She's probably working. People work pretty hard around here. Um, yeah. So lots of choices, lots to do.
I need to go catch up with Mum, but Patisse can wait. It's he's something he's quite revered. He's done this for a very long time without my assistance. I don't think he needs me. If he needs me, he'll ask. But Mum, I want to talk to.
Absolutely. Um, okay.
If it looks
All
like
right.
Yvaine is headed out and making the polite excuses of I've got somewhere I need to be, Amber will just mention it may be worth mentioning to her that the refugees that she sought to had a significant incursion of people associated with the crown.
Yeah, and that's important. I think right now, I just,
So spend some
wanted to
time.
go check to see just exactly how disappointed. Like she should have the opportunity to sit in a room with me and look down upon me imperiously. But I feel very, very small. I believe she's earned that.
That's that's your choice. Please understand, I respect your choice, and that's why you are not being aggressively defended. But
Thank,
go
thank, thank
go
you.
take your go take your lumps as you feel necessary.
She just, she's like 250 years old. Like she needs a minute, she just needs a minute to change her mind, I think. And I will go track my mother.
Yeah, you go find your mother. Um, she's probably working. Um, those goats are well, what is she up to here? Let's see. Um, you know what? As a cool sort of like maybe like a surprising side to her, I guess. You find her actually like working, like doing some cook stuff actually. She's no skilled chef by any measure, but she did bring in the meat, and the Rift Wardens don't have a lot of time to feed them to cook for themselves. So I'll say she's basically working what is by and large a soup kitchen, but it's not for like the poor or the homeless. It's for the most important members of the society. Um, and they are currently working on making like a big old dinner for them. She's smoking some mountain goat right now. So while she is working in this more softer side of the workforce, she is actively shoving a rail down through a goat's body to put it on a spit, while someone else is like making tuber loaves and lichen jerky is on the fire already. And as you come over, she like hoists it up onto the thing, um, and yeah, starts kind of letting it cook. She kind of dusts her hand off under her apron, and sees you come over. Um, there is this. She sees you, and you've known your mother long enough that what to most people would look like a very like dangerous look is kind of her resting. She's got resting bitch face. Let's be honest. Um, it's more consideration. Um, and she doesn't ignore you by any means. Um, but she kind of like it's like a wolf when it sees something and it locks on and it considers, and then it kind of goes back to what it's doing instead of like leaping. You know what I mean? Not to say that she was going to attack you, but you get the point. She kind of goes back to working. She goes over and starts cutting up some tubers, just sort of like kind of like skinning potatoes, similarly. She says, "How are you, Yvaine?"
I'm all right. May I? I'm no great cook, but may I help?
She nods and she hands you a blade, and now that you've seen the world a little more, she hands it to you with a little more subtle deftness than a normal person should be capable of. She just kind of like quickly swings it around in her hand and hands it to you. Just a passive skill there. She grabs another one and keeps cooking, and you kind of cutting some tubers together. So your friends seem nice.
I think so. I'd like to think I've settled down a bit, having been in their company.
Well, if you say so.
Have you ever had the opportunity to fly?
No.
Well, tonight, when you get off work, would you like to?
She, her consideration is shown only in her eyes kind of trailing away from what she's cutting just for a second. And she says, sure, that could be interesting.
And the entire conversation is obviously probably an undercommon.
Yeah.
Are you disappointed?
She stops cutting. She pauses for uncomfortably long. She kind of looks and sees that it's just generally you two. And she says, am I disappointed? Am I disappointed that my daughter cut out her own eye? You don't have children, Yvaine. It doesn't matter why.
Okay. You love me anyway?
She looks at you a lot more hard. She says, of course. Of course I do.
Okay. Well.
Do you doubt that for a second?
I've seen some things. I've had some really awful dreams. Sometimes it's just nice to check in. The things that get in your head, and I feel like maybe you probably know about them, but you don't want to talk about them, and I haven't really had a lot of guidance, and I'm not... If you have any practical wisdom, I'd be grateful for it. You're a hero. I only ever wanted to be like you. You are so well regarded in Lyran. The people there thrive.
I'm glad to hear that they got what they wanted. Good. I haven't ever told you about my past because you were young. And then I didn't tell it to you because knowledge is very dangerous. There is a deep allure to dark knowledge, to darker things. I wish to spare you the indulgence of these darker things, but it seems you went looking for it anyway. She points with her knife at your cheek where your eye is now missing. I've seen that before, you know. In the Underdark, in my original home, zealots thought they were the exception to ruin of our dark matron. I watched priestesses gouge out their own eyes in the name of the Spider Queen, call it devotion, call it loyalty. I watched desperate men tear off their fingers to seal pacts with demons, and then called it survival in the Underdark when we were escaping. I'll leave it at that, but say that every one of them believed that it had made them superior. Their choice to do what the others couldn't bring themselves to, and in protection of the other people with us. Every one of them believed that they understood the costs better than anybody else, and that it should be them. She goes back to cutting. Pride feels like certainty until it feels like a noose.
Yeah. You are right. Although, having had unfortunate dealings with both the Dark Queen and with certain demon lords, Ayun, the knowing mentor, does feel different. But I won't sit here and tell you all the reasons why you're wrong and why I'm the exception, because the odds there are suggest that I won't be. And I'd rather hate that.
I don't understand the path that you're on. And maybe I'm not meant to be. But I can tell you this. I did not crawl through the Underdark. I did not endure and survive my own sister's knives. I didn't suffer my mother's many punishments, or the screams of the ones I had to leave behind, just to watch my daughter make the same bargains those people did. When you do these things, you give pieces of yourself away every time. Because when you start, you are a wall. And when you let someone pass, you let down that wall. It doesn't build back up the same. You gave up a piece of yourself. I can't be impressed with your choices, and I cannot be anything less than furious over them because I am your mother and I love you. whatever they decide to call themselves, the things you deal with, whether it's Ayun or Loth. Be careful what they ask of you. I know you will listen when I tell you not to deal with them. I get the sense you can't get that eye back. Be careful what you give next away.
Yes, ma'am.
And she looks like nobody else would notice this, but she's your mother. You do. You see that there's so much struggle in her to, like, all she wants to do is like grab you and shake you and say, like, what have you done? What are you doing? Stop this. But she also knows you and knows that won't get her anywhere, and has to ride this, what is probably in her mind an insane line of just not doing that. Of trying to explain herself. So you see that this is the fact that it's happened, and the struggle of having to possibly somehow make you desist from it. What she might feel like is a near impossible task is a lot. She looks like someone who doesn't know what to do. And you've never seen that in her before.
She'll take out a dagger that she had made from the talon of a hippogriff when she managed the poachers up in Zephyr. And she'll hand it to her. When we were in Zephyr, we were contracted to track down some poachers. No respect. They would. I won't go into it, but we did the best to salvage what they could from their sloppy kills. None of them survived to do it again. And she'll tap on her breastplate, and I'm like, this is an ankeg. I skinned the armor just the way you taught me. Don't think for a second that the protections you gave me aren't there. And it is my dearest wish, when this is all said and done, that I can put down the crown. Put it someplace where it will be held safe, and it will not be a burden for me.
There will always be evil, Yvaine. There will always
Yes.
be other knowledge to find. There will always be one to explore. And I know you. I don't see you settling down anytime soon.
No. But I'm also not the only one that can carry a burden. I have to hope I can put it down sometime. I have to believe I can.
Know this, Yvaine, Starborn, as you've taken. If you continue this path, if you keep making, giving your pieces to these demons and gods and monsters, it will destroy you, and I will drag you out of the dark myself, even if you hate me. Make no mistake, I will not lose you to some god, not even one that pretends to give you answers. I left Loth's Web to give you a life where you did not have to bleed to be worthy. If you must bleed by choice. She sighs like someone who has resigned herself to something. She goes back to cutting. She looks very haunted.
I will just enjoy the comfort of working with Mum.
You catch her looking at you and you don't think she is. You know she loves you. Deeply protective of you, even from yourself. But I think the analogy is pretty intensely clear, right? She's got a kid who thinks that they know that knows what they're doing with these kids with their drugs and their wild antics and alcohol and everything, and knows that think they're right, and mom has to just, what can mom do? Okay. I know Yvaine wants to talk to Patrice. Does anybody else want to do anything? Does anybody want to be a part of that?
Yvaine is not actively going to seek him out.
Oh, cool.
No. He told her to get off his mountain. She is going to comply. He can find her if he needs her. Yeah. He's quite capable.
Sure.
I'm not going to put myself in the line of fire again. Come on.
Ember, on the other hand, is happy to stick his nose where it doesn't belong.
Oh, God damn it.
Hey, he's happy to accept visitors. He's just not happy to do it in the middle of a massive mountain-breaking earthquake with random elements showing up. Yeah, you can definitely head over to speak to Patrice if you wish, Ember. If that was the plan.
Absolutely, and I will make myself comfortable outside of his place if he's not there.
Yeah, you go over and you are very easily going to find Patrice's longhouse. It is set a little bit apart from the village, but not terribly far. Let me go see here. What does his building look like in my notes? Yeah, his home seems to be carved from what was once a hollow geode, like a massive hollow geode. You sit outside and make yourself comfortable, and at a certain point, I've got a little handout of him around here somewhere. No, you're going to be kind and show him to me. No, no trouble. Oh, there he is. Easy. Yeah, he's this just old guy. He's got tattoos all over him. He's that sort of like thin Jackie Chan like body. Um, he kind of stretches, and he looks over and kind of notices you. You weren't in animal shape. You were one of the
Oh, I roll the carpet.
yeah, you were on the carpet.
And I'm probably
Um,
sitting on the carpet outside of his place.
oh yeah, okay. He steps out and kind of stretches, and there's a very, very palpable like up his back, like that old laborer guy, where every part of his body just like when he stretches, his spine's like a domino track going off. Um, and he turns over, kind of, oh, come on in. And he turns around and walks inside. Um, you look around the longhouse, and you are going to see that the interior is filled with shimmering dull crystals, though. Uh, there's a little bit of shimmer and light that comes through everything, but the place seems almost stubbornly not polished. Everything's very natural in here. Um, and the walls are all sort of like have that sharp geode interior, like the inside of like a geode. I'll say it many old times. But his interior is nice enough, if humble. He has like a round table that is like his where everybody can sit at. Um, you sit on the ground for that. He has like a very large fire pit in the middle of his longhouse. You get the sense it's large enough for sort of hall meetings happen in and around here. There are windows, simple bed, a number of scrolls on a bookshelf. Um, yeah, it's an old Earth Archdruid's hut. A guy's lived here for 100 years, it shows. And he's got a little kettle on the fire and goes, tea?
Oh, that would be lovely. It is a pleasure to make the acquaintance of the revered heart of the mountain.
Uh, he grumbles at that and pours the little cups, no handles, just little, very nice, polished, sort of not polished actually, but little stone cups. He gives you one. And he will sit at the little table on the ground, fold his legs. He looks rather small as he sits at his table. And sips his tea. It's basically like a mountain green tea situation. Says, well, feel like you're from Pyra, but you aren't.
No, indeed. I am not nearly that well traveled.
Shakes your
I
magic
am
carpet.
originally from Emon, and I come here along a twisted and torturous path, including in and out of time. As pompous as that sounds, it's sadly the truth.
No, it's not pompous coming from you. Somehow.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Um, Yvaine has had a long path to get back to here. And she is not the woman that you remember.
No, she's
Or
from Twin Eagle.
the young woman that you remember. But the reason for our impromptu visit earlier was one of reasonable importance, in that I get the impression that the instability that you manage with great care and aeons of skill has worsened over time. Before we had a lapse in time, we had cause to encounter the entity that was responsible for the village sinking into the earth, northwestern. The voice of the Tempest informed you of it. Um, we know that that entity is in possession of a powerful vestige of divergence, which is augmenting their ability and making it so that they can cause that kind of instability. We also know that the champions of those best left unnamed are stirring with the intent of weakening the Great Gate. And this sort of instability, if it's increasing by a method that you can't pinpoint, maybe an attack of some sort, but subtle. They have proven to be subtle thus far, but how long that would remain is yet to be seen. But certainly, if it is more tumultuous here and requiring more of your attention and energy, it's an opportunity for beings like this vestige wielding crazy thing to move more freely in other parts of the world. And considering her proclivity, it would certainly align with that possibility. And Yvaine thought it was important that you know that, but she is hesitant to approach you after we attempted to do so. And I am taking it on myself to make sure that that information gets to you in a timely and perhaps better receptive manner.
Well, I appreciate that. It's good to be informed of what's going on in the wider world. Our difficulties here, I'm sure, will be temporary. The thing is, you wouldn't think it, but the thing is, in order to properly maintain the rift, it's about politics, if you believe it or not. You see, the plane of Earth is filled with all manner of different cons of the Earth, and different different beings of Earth moving against other beings of Earth, move against this person, and then something pokes out of our rift, and we gotta deal with it. So, hmm, it's a
Um,
pain, but it will, I'm sure, pass in time, as all things do.
well, and I hope that you are correct and that this is a passing function of something other. But I would be remiss if you weren't informed.
I very much appreciate being informed. It's good to know what is going on with my counterparts. I know that the Voice of the Tempest often keeps herself busy in the affairs of the Lowlanders.
She has a vested interest in all of those people and in the people of the Highlands as well.
Yes, yes, she's very, very busy. She
Indeed,
reminds me of Yvaine, in fact. Should have been
they
nice to
are
Terrah, that one, despite the stubbornness.
they are not dissimilar. Uh, both of their legends, and I do not use that particular phrase flippantly. I think will show them to be very balanced and caring people who are not particularly, and you'll pardon the phrase, hidebound to a small set of people, that they truly want the best for everyone and are willing to take on the responsibility and the personal sacrifice to make that happen. I have personally seen the sacrifices that Yvaine has made to make that happen. And without any pomposity whatsoever, they have been significant and not in keeping with the young woman that left Terrah, nor honestly with the young woman that I met at the gates of Stilben. Uh, it has been a very tumultuous 3 years, less from our particular perspective, but there has been a lot of growth and a lot of change.
Tell me then, because I felt her presence as she entered into Terra immediately. I did not expect her to return to us a druid as she is. I expect the young woman is gone, so tell me, how has the world shaped her since you have met her? It sounds to be like you have known her for a great deal of time.
I have known her for a little more than a year. And we have faced trials. In some cases, some rather significant trials. And she has borne well from her upbringing here in Terra, with a degree of your wisdom and that of her mother. But I also think that it is the disposition of her father that is perhaps her greatest strength. She has put herself physically and mentally and spiritually at significant personal risk to see to it that others are made safe. Uh, I could take the rest of your day telling you the stories, but suffice to say that he had a hand in the continental shelf off Emon not sinking into the water and taking all of that with it. And that was in part understood by her upbringing here. The emerald-like columns that hold that shelf were at specific peril. He tenaciously held on to the knowledge and followed that knowledge through to understand the threat that a sequestered portal to the realm of the prince of things that should be dead arise from. She had a hand in fostering and imbuing a new order that will be uniquely positioned to hold safe that dark place for the future of the people in Eastern Tal'Dorei. These are but two items, and I'm certain that we will see more in the not distant future. Please don't think her coming to you was a matter of caprice, but as a rational need to make sure that you were informed as expeditiously as possible again, because her perceptions growing up here were that the land was unstable, but not as violently unstable as we've witnessed in our short time here. And with the betrayer gods and their champions in motion, with dark vestiges in the hands of some of those champions, in particular, this witness below, it felt important for you to be informed with some exigency.
I appreciate being informed. I'll keep it all in mind, I suppose. She is, I'm sure, upset being kicked off the mountaintop during a great event. She does know better, that it matters. Tell her I'm not mad at her. I just didn't have time for reunions. I'm sure she could understand.
Oh, rest assured she understands.
Excellent.
And I think that she would, I hesitate to use the word piously, but I will, await your time to approach her, but I fear that we will be leaving to pick back up our time lost burden here in the not too distant future, and I would hate to have that reunion not take place before we go. Because as important as the information is, I think her perspective on your opinion is significantly valued, and you would be poorly served by not stepping onto that bridge.
So what you're saying is she's waiting for me to come to her.
At the time of your convenience, which was made abundantly clear then was not that time.
So she's waiting me out, basically.
He is waiting on the time that you feel the most appropriate.
Can I just note the annoyance in your eyes when I said that? Yes. I'll tell you what. Make me. I'll let you choose either persuasion or perception, to see if you could convince him that this isn't a game of who's more stubborn.
Okay.
Because he will win.
Persuasion of 20.
Okay. You are able to frame it that she is kindly waiting for his convenience, as opposed to angry and I'm not talking to him until he talks to me kind of thing. Because he's the master at that. He goes, "All right, young people," and he puts his hand on the ground, and the ground lifts to help him up onto his feet. Not that he, particularly needs it, but he's an old guy. All right, let's go. All right. Grumbles, heads out the door, walks down. As he's walking, he goes, "Oh, before I get there, help an old man out. She isn't here. Is she here for an Aramente?"
Not that I'm aware of, but
good.
From what I understand from the lore, and you have to keep in mind that this was coming from an academic, she's been involved in dealings with all of the elements.
Yes, I've had potential apprentices lined up outside my door for the last 2.5 years. If I hear the word Aramente again, I'm gonna drop the mountain on this whole place.
I am sorry to hear that, but such is the price of wisdom and experience. That
You're calling me old, young man?
I am calling you wizened. And are you not?
Yeah, you're sitting people in your words.
I am a bartender by trade. Of course it's my words.
Of course it's your bartender. My mountain. And he grumbles, as he does. Yvaine, you're going home, sad. Mom's all disappointed that I scooped an eye out for wisdom and knowledge and all that. Go home. You close the door and, yeah, fuck it. He's Patrice. He's a stubborn old goat. You close the door, and the moment you close the door, the wall slides open, and he walks through the wall, and a dish goes and crashes on the ground next to where the wall opened. He goes, ah. And just does literally a fuck off wave, and the plate reassembles itself. He goes, so, here I am. Part of the mountain. You were awaiting my presence, I believe.
No, actually, I wanted to apologize because I was out of line. For whatever it's worth, it was not about a joyride or about trying to prove myself. Um, in the shortest of possible terms, in my temporal experience, uh, 5 days ago was the 13th of July of 837, and I understand that today actually is the first of 839.
Can we just talk? Can we pause? He looks over at Ember and goes, she just apologized. How long did she spend in Zephyr?
We
Never
we
mind.
were in Zephyr for several weeks actually.
Oh, that explains it. Look at you with becoming dynamic and apologetic and understanding. Strange. Anyway, continue. Sorry, you went into the Feywild or something?
Perhaps, actually, but that wasn't the point of the whole thing. No, we were apparently in some sort of temporal shift into the a dimension of the abyss connected to the demon prince of the undead. Quite unsavory, actually.
You sound like a city person now.
Yeah.
You unsavory, but a polite word.
It fucking sucked. Like, in all the worst possible ways. You've no idea. And the champions of the betrayer gods are running amok with their fucking vestiges. Oh, I got a vestige. Cool, right? Didn't think about it anyway.
What happened to your eye?
And
Something wrong with your eye?
no, it's gone. Actually,
Oh,
it's no longer here. Anyway,
happens to the best of
um,
us.
yeah, well,
You want it back?
so not at the moment,
Oh,
but
all right.
perhaps someday.
I'm going through a
Yeah,
phase. I get it. All right.
yeah. It's probably the best way to think of it. But it seems like the disturbances here have gotten worse over the last 3 years. And with all of the other bullshit that's going on, and me having no idea what has happened in apparently 2 years, I didn't really give space for you to realize that my information was different than yours. And obviously, like, all the mountain, it's fine. I don't need to be freaking out. I know how to check the mountain. So anyway, um, yeah, that's all. We're here if you need us.
Sounds
Got to go
dangerous
back
out
to
there.
yeah. It's it sucks, but I can fly.
I noticed that. Yes, you're become quite a druid. Didn't think you had a discipline to become a druid. Hmm.
Yeah,
Any-
I even helped after the event this afternoon. Put things
yes,
back
I
where they
heard.
go.
Yes, well done. I heard. Yes. Uh, yes. Yes. After that, all right. Well, definitely keep us in the loop about all the strange lowland dealings that are going on.
My intention is to uh I'll have to come back and forth a couple of times, but I'll leave a sending stone with Dad. That way if anyone needs any reason they can.
Sure.
And if there's God forbid any reason you might need offensive support, we are
Nonsense.
very good at fucking shit up.
Oh, we're. I'll let you know. We don't have much way of repaying someone of a group of your ability level. So
Oh no. You don't understand. We so rarely get to just fuck shit up. We would gladly perform this as a service to Terrah, should you ever require.
Really? You just
Absolutely.
throw yourself at intense mortal peril at the most dangerous elemental portal in all of Exandria. One of the four most dangerous portals in all of Exandria, just for kicks. Are you stoneboarder now? Oh fuck! And he looks down and sees your stoneboard. That's how you are. Oh shit! I guess you can fly.
Did
So
you have you met her?
Have I met who?
Ember? She points at Ember.
Your bartender? Yes, I met your bartender.
You have absolutely no idea what he can do when he's properly motivated. It is truly glorious. And Drysrinn calls down lightning. Qiro drowns shit just because she's feeling it, you know? And the champion beats things gloriously with a stick. Honestly, well, I would love to think of us as a peacekeeping force. The truth is we are quite good at fucking shit up.
Whoa. See. I mean, okay. I mean, I'm not going to say no if someone's just going to solve all our problems for us. I mean,
should you ever have need, just let us know.
Well, to be clear, Terrah has not gotten worse over the last, whatever you said, 3 years. You just haven't been here in 3 years and happen to be showing up when things are a little out of sorts. Just a bad timing, is all. Terrah remains as strong as ever. Be clear. Now, that said, we are currently dealing with a small council of earth elemental upstarts who have decided to use our mountain as a sort of base of operations while they perform their political coup in the earth elemental plane, so we want to fuck them up. So if you wanna, I mean, if you're up for dispatching some earth elementals and other beings of the elemental plane of earth, I could say that Terrah will be happy to offer the Aurora Concordant a significant favor in exchange. To be decided at a later date, or now.
That's fine.
All right. Okay. Well, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. First thing in the morning, I will gather the rift wardens, and me and they will maintain the stability of the rift, and you all can go fuck shit up, as you put it.
All right. We need to go to Emon right now. We will be back in the morning.
Okay, sure. Well, bye.
And she's gonna, and like somebody who just got her first earth board, she's gonna stand on her stone board and just kind of float next to Ember, who's probably on his magic carpet.
Dude,
I don't have to deal with earthquakes if I'm sitting on the carpet.
And we will go back and get everyone else and be like, all right, listen, we are gonna go back to Emon now. Hope everyone's ready. Yeah. And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna fuck some shit up.
What specifically? Need to know basis?
Some cheeky earth elementals who are apparently staging some sort of coup on the element of earth.
Why are they here? You know what? I'll ask them when we're done.
I don't know. We can fuck some shit up. You know,
I got aggression to work out. I'll ask questions later.
Beverly's
There's-
like, I didn't know we were so bored. I mean, we just got out of Shea Barrow. And...
Yeah, but no, we need that was traumatic. We just need some good old-fashioned ass beating, yeah? We just need to destroy some shit. Yeah, like
Yeah,
rage
now
room
that
kind of shit.
Yeah. I mean, as much as there was like that feeling of like existential dread, and now I'm realizing there wasn't a lot of actual fighting that happened in like that castle when we were at the bottom.
My adrenaline has been on 10 since we got there. It has not stopped. I'm down to punch anything in the face at this point.
Cool, let's kill some shit. Fuck it.
So long as they deserve it.
Don't ask, don't tell.
All right, so Bev, do you want to bump us over to the housing spark?
Oh yeah, I have the hat. I always forget that I'm capable of doing that. That's really cool. Yeah, sure. And your father's like, you forgot your cookies. Yeah, your dad. You disappear. Your dad comes in and goes like, I made a cake. Oh, they're gone. I've just missed them so much. And your mom's like, I know. I just miss her. Okay. Bucket, Emon. Who needs to be here anymore? Let's go to Emon.
We'll be back in the morning.
It's not a big. Hey, let's go to Emma.
I also love how TAC has embraced the anywhere can be a day trip when you have Bev and a hat of teleportation.
Beverly is the queen of day trips.
Correct. As long as there are enough charges, you can go anywhere.
How does everyone feel about having gawked at Yvaine's grandma?
That was great. Dude, the reactions from these two, from Tweedledee and Tweedledum over there, I was living for it.
The queens of day
that I
drinking.
sent back was, wait, was that the Urchinasi that we saw that night? Because Qiro was preoccupied when they got back, and so she saw her for like 5 minutes. It was like,
Damn.
She
was just like, damn, and then went off.
And then went to the dust meadow, and somebody else looked at her and went, damn.
Yeah. She was. Vasselheim had blessed Qiro with many.
It's her favorite place on earth so far.
Ember wants to burn it to the ground. Qiro never wants to leave.
Correct.
Incredible. Okie dokie. Damn, guys, you're getting too powerful. You know how many these fucking things I gotta throw at you? This is insane! How powerful you gotten! Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, you guys up here. Ding, 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 ding. All the cups all sort of move around. And there's a pause. And then there's a shriek. And you hear Emma Van Zyl go, and she's gonna run over to you, Ember, and she's gonna just like hug you, like kiss all over your face. He goes and cry. He goes, I thought you were gone. I didn't know you were gone for like, yeah, but where did you go for so long? You didn't even say anything. You just disappeared for 10. She's beside herself. She's freaking out. She hasn't aged a day. She's relieved, and she goes, she's angry at you. She goes, don't you do that again. You can't just take off for 2 years and not tell me.
If it makes you feel any better, it was not our intention. But a land full of evil, dark undead have been sequestered. In all reality, probably in perpetuity.
She looks at you. And then she just hugs you. She's like, I just got your back. She's like, dude, you just can't do that again. You can't do that.
I will.
You're all I have, Ember.
I understand. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, now that you're back, I guess I should tell you since it's not technically true. And she's gonna raise her hand. She's got a little ring on her finger.
Oh my.
It's a pretty big little engagement ring there. She looks pretty pleased with herself. She lets the ladies see it. She just shows it off a little, sure.
That
yeah, no,
is
absolutely. We
fantastic.
gawk and ooh and ah.
I'm gonna be an Anagon!
That's amazing!
I know, oh my god! She goes, so. You've just gotten back. I'm giving you this. I am so sorry. You've all gotten back. Everybody sit down. Get you a little food, get a little drink. I'm so glad to see you're all okay. And she will do just that. She asks for no payment, but she provides food and drink to all of you. Delicious. This is like the the adventurers, like the stew with the bread with a little dessert. She seems to have perfected her cinnamon roll recipe. And like a nice cold ale. This is like the adventurers what you have. Yeah, and she makes it all up for you, gives it to you guys, and says, oh, well, I'm sure we'll catch up later. I know you must have a lot on your plate now that you're back in Emon. And do you need rooms? I can have rooms drawn up. I can have rooms ready for you.
I feel like yes, that would be wonderful.
Okay, excellent. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She goes, looks up, she goes, John, you'll need to bed with Sven. And he goes, what? Bed with Sven? Honey, I'm sorry. We all know. What? We love you. Oh, fuck it. He like puts his cup up. They're like, yeah, there's a little celebration, and goes, all right, Emma. He goes and sits over with another sailor, wraps his arm around him, and he's all like, look at me, I'm out all of a sudden, and I'm happy about it. And she looks back, she goes, oh, I know him. It's okay. I wouldn't do that to just anybody. I know that probably looked pretty bad, but we go back. Anyway, yeah, that should mean there's enough rooms. Excellent. I'll go make sure that they're all made up. But we need to talk tonight. We need to talk tonight. You can't just go running off before I get to see you.
Absolutely. That's why we are staying here. We do have business first thing in the morning. We have a small situation we need to take care of for Yvaine's people.
Okay.
But
she smiles at you.
It shouldn't be over long.
And she just smiles at you, and she's a little, like a little huff of like, everything's right again now that you're back. And she pats you on the shoulder as you sit there with a big bowl of stew, and then kind of lets you to your friends, and goes and sits behind the bar and gives you your space. Doesn't smother you too intensely too quickly.
Drysrinn, if you want to visit your home, perhaps you would rather bring Beverly and Qiro. You do not have to. Just if you want to.
I just kind of feel it's like, who wants to be exposed to them?
Okay, you shouldn't have to do it alone, right? We have to acknowledge that your parents don't necessarily adore me.
Beverly says, I'll go,
sure.
but I probably won't be as mean about, I don't know.
You
don't
have
have
to
to
be.
be.
I can be mean.
No,
Yeah,
you
no.
have to
take Qiro.
be.
She could be mean.
I feel like the point is that we
I'll take
want
both.
someone who can be gentle, right? And I'm not gonna be that. So I'm gonna keep my happy ass over here.
Happy turns around, like looking over his ass at you, as he's face deep in your cinnamon roll.
No, I will have to go visit them. I have to make sure Leth is okay. You know what? We'll make this a Three Musketeers trip. Why not? Qiro, Bev.
Where are we
How
going?
do
What
you
are we
feel?
doing? Who are we going to see?
Be back
We're
by dusk,
visiting
please. Back by
We'll be
dusk,
going-
ladies.
Okay, back by dusk. Who we gonna go take out, if anybody?
No, we're gonna go visit my parents at the Varnos estate.
Got it.
You don't.
Do I need to dress up? I don't go to a lot of
No.
estates. Okay.
Please don't.
Should I change my face at all? Would that be good?
No,
Okay.
no, just we are going to go. It's gonna be a thing. We're gonna get through it. We are seeing my little brother, and that's the most important part.
Okay. Cool.
And Yvaine
doesn't-
will look at. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say it doesn't have to be like right now. Like we can do some other things beforehand, but
At one point, Yvaine will look at Ember and say, "We must stop at Alindria's."
Oh, I need to stop there briefly. I've got an order that Gilmore apparently has been holding on to 2 years for me, and
As do I.
I feel the need to fly by our place to see if it's intact.
All right. Well, how much time do we have before dusk, and what can we get done?
Okay. Why don't as I'm sure we're all who wants to start? I'll leave it to you guys. I always decide. But who wants to start? Who feels
Drysrinn, Qiro,
Yeah.
Bev, go.
all right, it's a
Absolutely.
musketeer trip. Beverly's like, should we buy like big hats with feathers? I've already got a hat with a big feather in it. Should you two get hats with feathers? I hear that's like a whole that's like a musketeer thing.
Big a deal
Actually, I don't know
are
what-
your parents?
My parent? Oh yeah.
not like they got money. And you know, we survived Draconia, so they kind of capitalized on that.
Drysrinn?
Yeah.
How much? Nope, that's the wrong question. Are your parents the people that have money, or are your parents the people that show everyone else that they have money?
Mm.
I understand why I was supposed to have an attitude now.
I
'Cause they have
feel
money.
it's somewhere in the middle of those two situations.
Bev,
They're
what is
trying
this
to-
telling me?
What? How am I supposed to know? I can't read. I'm not a doppelganger. I can't read minds.
Well, no, but you have experience meeting her parents, or at least it sounds like you do.
Oh.
I'm sure that I do, but
No.
they just sound
Well-
like random, indescript, not great people at the moment.
Yeah, it seems by my observation, my keen investigative skills, it seems that Drysrinn and hates her parents and her parents hate her. Seems to be the general. I don't know if that's true, but it just looks that way.
Short version. They didn't like that I didn't represent the family name how they would have liked me to.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's their hang up.
There's a little bit of other things in there, but yes, that's the main one.
They know what you do for a
Goodbye.
living, like they know who you are.
Kinda. I didn't join TAC for for a good long time of this giant adventure that has happened. So I don't know. But I recently lost. I lost a giant competition, and it's the reason they're mad at me at the first time again. And now it's been 2 years.
So they're mad at you. Okay. I have now
Oh my
understood
God, who do you
who
think
people
won
are.
who do you guys think won the day of challenging the last 2 years?
I can't think about that, Bev,
Bench.
because if it's another 2 Andergards, I'm gonna explode. And I love Emma, but I might just have to hate her now.
You hate Emma?
No, but like once she takes the Andergard name, I'm not sure I can't.
You just like don't like nobles as like a on-site thing?
It's
I
the
think Cord
Andergards.
thing.
Oh, I'm sorry, right. It's been 2 years.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, Bev,
Um,
it's the Andergards.
got it, yeah. What if Emma joined and became like the next champion? That'd be very funny.
That would be so fun. Oh, she probably beat
I
you.
might just leave
But
that
that'd be so
competition
funny.
alone now.
Come on. Maybe you could win this year, Drysrinn? Or next year? Still?
The time thing is still weird to me.
You know, maybe you don't need the day of challenging. Maybe you could just like win another competition, like the Brawlers League. We were gonna join that. You could be like the champion of the Brawlers League.
I forgot that was like a plan you guys had when I joined, and then we skipped it, didn't we?
Yeah, we skipped
Yeah,
it.
we were
were
busy
very
killing
busy.
snake people.
Yeah, we were killing 7 peoples.
Can't wait to have my memories back. Oh, I have a feeling there are going to be so many jokes I understand. Ha!
Make an intelligence save throw, Qiro.
Oh God.
See if you get a memory back.
All right, panicked. I was like, where's my dice? I forgot I don't have them today. That's a nat 20.
You very potently recall Drysrinn's defeat in the day of challenging. And then the rest of the day following, and every detail regarding Drysrinn in relationship to the day of challenging. So you know everything about everything Drysrinn has told you about how she relates to the day of challenging, anything that she's done in training for the day of challenging, anything leading up to the day of challenging that had significance to the day of challenging, and then the full day of the day of challenging with an ad swing.
Okay.
So you know everything about the day of challenging. Everything in your memory is yours now from the day of challenging. Cord just strikes you with a fucking lightning bolt, and you're like, I remember.
Emma would definitely beat you if she was. Would she be Bahamut's champion? Would it be a Changebringer thing? Would it just be a her thing?
Do you think that the Platinum Dragon priests have like sneakily gone inside of the arena and like consecrated it in Bahamut's name when no one was looking, so that it's actually Bahamut who's been like uber powerful for these days of challenging the last like, what is that, like 7 years now?
Feel like if it was anyone other than Cord, I feel like Cord would have just like Cord would not have let that go without doing something. I feel like a temple would have caught on fire or something. Like he'd have definitely been like, listen.
I wonder if something's burned down the last 2 years.
I don't know, but I mean, considering the Day of Challenging is held in God's Brawl, I don't know.
That does sound like something Bahamut's priests would do, though. In the name of Bahamut and all things good, but it does sound like something they would do.
Amen, sister.
Hey, I serve the Lady of Death. I know what I chose. Actually, I don't, but I've gone along with it.
I serve a super cool sword I got on my back.
Hey, yours talks to you.
I know, it's so cool. You're so smart. Yeah, I think you're cool. Anyway. I don't care that you're old. I think you're kind of cool. I don't know. Sorry, I got distracted.
Bev, what does the sword sound like?
Oh, he sounds like an old dude. He sounds like a really old, like super smart king. He's all like, and she, well, she's not a trained actor, so she can't change her voice. But she's like, he sounds kind of like, look at me, I'm an old king. That's kind of what you sound like. Now you listen to me, Mr. Sword. She, yeah, she's like, yeah, he just sounds like really old.
I expected for him to sound like. I don't even think I thought about the fact that he has a voice till now. Think I thought about the fact that it was a he.
Yeah, he's got a lot of very strong opinions.
He sounds like it.
Yeah, but he's
He sounds
mostly
like he
nice.
yells a lot.
No, actually, he doesn't yell at all. He's very kind of like very cool, very even. Yeah, that's it. Even.
Well, that answers my next question. I was going to make sure that the sword wasn't cursed, but
Yeah, he's not
that's
like a
just
super like passionate king. You know, there's some kings who are like, we gotta fight. He's more like an old wise king. You know, he's all sort of like just like even. He's just like, oh, what about this? And you're like, oh shit, I never thought about this. You know, that's what he's like.
Is he? How old is the sword?
Oh, he doesn't know. Old enough that he's forgotten his name. So probably pretty old.
What is up with people and forgetting their names? The sword, the angel, me. I didn't forget my name. I just forgot everything else. Still,
Maybe it all works different for angels and swords and demons and stuff.
I guess it has to, huh?
Okay, before we go inside.
Yeah, you're standing outside Drysrinn's like stressing while Qiro and
You're just having like the most mundane conversation.
yeah. Hey, what's wrong with Drysrinn? Drysrinn's like fully crashing out on the side of the road.
We're supposed to be here for moral support.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, we got distracted.
Okay, but I do have to know the sword's beef with the Tal'Dorei Council.
Mm-hmm.
What's that about? Because that was mentioned more than once.
Oh yeah, it's a whole thing. He really we get into it sometimes. He thinks that they're young and untested, and that they're led by idealism and not the harsh truths of reality. Is the general thesis he has.
So you're saying he hasn't met Vex'ahlia?
I guess so.
Anyway, what was the safety brief that you were giving us before we walk into your parents' house? Because I really need to know how bad of a nuisance I need to be.
I think it might just be best if we just avoid talking to them as much as possible. Hi, bye. We check on the child. Although he might not be so childish anymore.
Child.
He was like,
how old was the child before last time? He was like 3 or 5 or something, right?
he was like 5.
Yeah, he was like 5. I think.
So he's still a kid.
So he's like 7. He's still really young.
Yeah, he's like
He's a
7.
slightly larger kid.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll check on the child. Make sure he's well.
For someone that does so well in confrontation, it makes you itchy.
Fine if I know I can punch it at the end of this, but I can't do that here.
That's why I'm asking you how much of a nuisance I need to be. I don't know these people. I'm not attached to anything that goes on in this house. The closest that I care about is you. So, how much of a nuisance would you like for me to be to offset however much of a nuisance your parents are going to be to you?
Should we just like meet at their level?
You know
Or
what? Yeah,
exceed
go
it?
with Go with that. Go 0.5 above their level.
So
can do that.
escalate.
I can do that.
Okay, we're here to escalate. She high fives you, Qiro.
I like it. Let's go escalate. Now I'm excited.
All right, they're gonna have to call the guards by the time we're done. And like Qiro and Beverly walk up to the door of your parents' house. You're like, oh fuck, you know what? She's like, I haven't gotten into trouble in a while. I feel a little weird all of a sudden, like in a good way.
Drysrinn bad influences?
I feel like kind of good, like in a way I haven't in a while. Cool. You knock on the door. Beverly and Qiro are standing at the door, and the door slides open. And there is Mama Dragonborn, Mama Varnos is there, like looking at them like what? And looks past and sees you, Drysrinn. And literally, like, oh my god, and like pushes the two of them out of the way and runs over and hugs you so tight. And she goes, "Oh, Drysrinn, you're okay. She backs up and looks at you and kind of, are you okay? Are you all right? Where have you been all this time?
Time is a weird soup.
What?
That's exactly how I felt for a long time. Just what? That's, yeah. Short version. I got
You see
stuck
behind you,
in
Beverly is like writing on the wall a little bit in like subtle places behind like a bush.
Qiro's watching her back.
She's like, what was that, Drysrinn? What were you saying?
Short version is I got stuck in a demi plane.
What's that?
You know, like the Feywilds?
No. I'm just a normal NPC who has no interaction with the outer planes and its mysteries.
So sometimes I have to go fight things. And with
Okay.
magic involved, it can take me to places that I can't get out of on my own.
Like a jail?
Kind of, yeah.
You were in jail?
Not specifically because I broke a law, but because I was cursed, in a way.
You were cursed to go to jail?
Magic jail. Hi.
You were in magic jail? Is that worse? That sounds worse than normal jail. Were you in the Black Bastion? I heard that's a magic jail.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Which magic demi plane jail I was. I can promise you I didn't break any laws doing it.
I don't know how you get thrown in magic jail without breaking any laws.
Because the person who threw me in the jail has no real authority. He just kept me prisoner.
It was like a citizen's arrest? Is that what you're saying? You were citizen's arrest, Drysrinn? You're on the day of challenging. How did you get arrested by a citizen?
A demon.
Well, a demon? A demon sent you to magic jail? Why are you digging this hole?
Not that it sounds any better, but because I think it's more accurate, think of it less like jail and more like us being held captive and we got let out. Not let out, we escaped.
You broke out of magic jail?
Thanks in large part to your daughter, yes. Not magic jail, captive. Captive.
Okay, you were being held captive in a magical, not jail. Mm-hmm. You were sent there by a not so powerful demon?
Very powerful demon.
I thought you said he didn't have any power.
No,
He doesn't have authority.
Oh!
Laws.
Oh, like your authority thing, Drysrinn. You don't like authority.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, it was a very powerful demon, sent you to a magical prison, and you broke out.
Yes.
Now that makes more sense. Why didn't you just lead with that? Are you okay?
Hi,
You were there for
Mom.
2
How are you?
years? You were
Yeah, no, it was, like I said, time was a weird soup. It got mixed up. It was only like 5 days for me.
Oh, that's what that means. It's this magic soup that got mixed up. Okay. If you say so, honey, I'm just glad you're okay. Uh, she kind of at this point is like stepped back a little now that the craziness is gone and like she's sensing you're like okay. She's like oh okay, like she's kind of been told to chill out, so she chills out. She goes, well, why don't you come inside? Your father will be so happy to see that you're back.
Don't think that's a sentence I've heard before.
Beverly says, can I have a cup of a glass cup of water, please? She goes, sure, of course.
Bev, for the safety of the 7-year-old,
What?
outside only.
I just want some water. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Drysrinn, what's wrong with that? You'd hate to go back to magic jail. Magic jail?
Don't do this.
Don't do this. You guys go inside. One of the servants brings Beverly a glass of water. She goes, thanks. And just stands there with it. You go inside of what would be like the sort of like living room, drawing room, would you? And your father is kind of sitting kind of contemplatively. He's in like a night outfit, whatever, like around the house kind of outfit. You come in and he kind of blinks a couple of times, like he's you can see he's like stunned in his chair. Your mother says, darling, Drysrinn's home. He like shakes his head a little in disbelief and like sort of shoots to his feet all of a sudden. And goes, Drysrinn, you're is it really you? You've returned after all this time?
Yep.
Are you? And he's approaching you a little like someone who's like approaching someone who's not sure if he's like just like with uncertainty and caution almost. I was, okay? She was in a magical demon prison, honey. What? There's the sound of a glass crashing behind you all. Brother goes, oh no, I'm so sorry I dropped my glass. It was just such a good reading. Can I get another one? Oh, sure, says one of the servants. He goes and gets one. And your father is just, you didn't even notice. He just like, you're okay though. You're all right. You're well.
All good. Now, at least, another member
he's in
of my
front of you at that point, and there's a little bit of like it's like he wants to hug you, but he's not certain to do it, or that unsure. Just he seems like he wants to, but he does. But he's not going like this. Like you can tell it's like a. You know what it's like, that awkward, like, oh, do we hug, do we not hug kind of thing. But there's a lot, you can tell he's emotional. Good. I'm glad you.
I'm good. And she's just gonna put a hand on his shoulder.
And he I think just accepts that and kind of, well, good. And he puts a hand on your shoulder and pats your shoulder twice. You're like, I'm glad you're. I really, really glad. We were worried. We were gone for so long, and none of the monasteries knew where you were either, and the churches didn't know, and we feared something had happened. And then you hear Drysrinn! And little dragonborn sort of and like dives into you. He goes, Drysrinn, you're back! 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 Shoots a little lightning. It's only a little bit though. He's only 7, but it's more than he used to be able to do. You know, it's only like a little 5 foot, like 1 damage into the air. He's like,
You got the sparks going pretty good, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm good. You're back. This is so great. Well, where did you go? You were gone for so long.
I was fighting a big
killing
bad
bad guys.
monster.
You were killing. Yeah, you were killing monsters.
Something like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, did you punch them and they died?
You know, I did punch a ghost.
What? I didn't think
Yeah.
anyone could punch ghosts.
Punched a ghost, killed him.
You killed a ghost? I didn't know you could
Killed
kill
a
a ghost.
You can
You
kill
invented a new
ghosts.
way to kill people.
Yeah.
Wow. And your mother's like, oh, okay, that's enough about killing, things, honey. At the young, your brother, not you. He goes, oh, sorry, Mom, but that's so cool. Are you gonna stay for dinner? You're gonna stay for dinner?
I do, unfortunately, have to get back to taking
But you just
out.
got here. You've been gone for 2
I
years. And you're gonna go already?
Not right now. I'm gonna stay for a while, but I can't stay tonight.
Oh,
Like
okay.
like sundownish. Like when it starts getting late, I have to go.
Oh,
Drysrinn
okay.
has a bedtime.
Basically.
You hear another glass crash. She goes, oh my god, my hand was slippery from the first one. I'm so sorry. There's glass everywhere now. This is such a, oh my goodness. You know what, forget it. I'm good. I don't want to make any more problems.
Drysrinn's
right
gonna
now.
on purpose turn around, go over to Beverly, put her hands on her shoulders, and be like, I absolutely adore you.
Oh, thanks.
Please.
What?
No more of those.
I don't want any more water. It was an accident. I've got sticky fingers today. It won't happen again. I could go wait outside.
No, you can stay in here. We all love you, Bev. And by we, I mean me and Qiro.
Okay. I could really go wait outside, though.
It's your prerogative, Bev. If you would like to go wait outside, go ahead and wait outside.
Oh,
I'm gonna go
okay.
Qiro will actually wait till Bev leaves the room, and then she'll just look at Drysrinn and go, I'm gonna go supervise Bev waiting outside.
Fun decision.
It seemed necessary. And then
You walk
we'll go
outside and see
after Bev
Beverly.
and supervise Bev being outside, because that does not.
You walk outside to see Beverly has in her hands like a little bit of broken glass, and she's looking at the shrubs, and she's like, she sees you, Qiro. She goes, that's too much, right? That's too much.
Child.
Yeah,
Glass
right,
height,
it's a
child height. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
where your
yeah.
head's at, though.
Okay. She finds a potted plant, just puts it in there carefully. That was a lot. Yeah, sorry, I got excited.
Listen, like I said, love the energy, love the enthusiasm. To be fair, that's where I expected to go. Was that how you were expecting her parents to react, or am I the only one that was completely thrown off? Because that is completely separate from whatever I thought going in.
I don't really understand what the situation is there. It looked like a lot of tension. It was really uncomfortable.
Yeah, so much so. Oh my gosh, Drysrinn and her dad are so much alike.
Yeah, they're so weird and
They were standing a foot from
nervous.
each other and just wait to put their hands on each other's shoulders. Just
Wow.
we're so having a talk with her when she comes out of there. After she
It makes me feel really sad. That's such a it makes me feel really. When's
Which
the
part?
last time you ever had a hug, Qiro?
That I can remember, I can't. If I had to guess, a while.
Do you want a hug?
Sure. Do you want a hug, Beth?
I do want a hug. And
Okay.
she goes in for Drysrinn's relationship with her parents is so depressing it made her need physical affection.
And this is why
and-
Qiro went to supervise Bev's outside time.
Outside. And with that we'll pull away and we'll end the session there and we will continue Drysrinn's parents' stuff, Ember and Yvaine's stuff they want to get up to, and then we'll have a fight for the fate of Terrah. Maybe not